Yes. So until such time as I finish the Book of the Dead quests and the artifacts, I will have to use my phone or the YouTube vids to see where they are. It'll take me that long, but you will have to manage the chat by yourself.
Oh yeah,
Shouldn't be a
because
problem.
you talk on your phone, huh?
Well, so no, I talk on my computer, but I use my phone for YouTube, and then when one of them fails, I swap them.
Oh.
But the problem is that I only have two screens. If I had a third one, I could do that, but I only have two. So, I'm sorry. Didn't you say you were talking about getting a third screen?
Yeah, but I need a third screen in reference. Mangler. I need a third screen in reference to like my computer. But I have a. If I wanted to, I could turn on a TV in my computer room and use my Xbox or PlayStation to circumvent that issue.
Wait, so could you use two computer screens and then your phone?
No.
I
No.
mean, I usually just use the phone to check you know, the um the YouTube
Oh,
chat.
speaking of phone, I need to check and see when my college classes start tomorrow because I might have an earlier online class.
The Baines Wood. Oh, this one's easy to remember.
Zim, why are you quiet? Because I bought this mic like 3 years ago for my YouTube, and I'm still using it, and I guess it's finally blown out.
I'm gonna go to the quadrant. Yeah, this is going a lot faster than I thought it would.
Here, let me put it here and see if this fixes the problem.
If my sound's louder.
Well, for you it does, but they're the ones.
Oh yeah, they operate under different audio. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a.
I
Fast
did get
travel is
more
currently
money
unavailable.
recently, but I don't really make money off of streams, so I don't really need investment, so to speak, to heavily upgrade my laptop streaming gear. I'll probably buy
I
like
don't
a
know
new
why
mic
fast
later
travel
on.
is. I don't know why fast travel is currently unavailable. That is weird. Maybe it's because I'm on despair. Oh, there we go.
You can't fast travel on your horse.
Maybe. I've never actually tried to. I'm usually not on the horse when I fast travel.
Pretty sure the whole point of a horse is to move faster, but okay.
Not that kind of fast travel.
Good afternoon, Alan.
Is this the first floor? Okay, this is the first floor. Perfect.
The
Oh yeah, let me.
Cyberpunk stream last night got copyright claimed, so I gotta check and see what happened there.
Go to Discord to put in something.
The game is a lot better than last I played it, though, so that's pretty good.
Alright, just had to put the stream notice in there for the chat. Alright. Okay. One door down and a few to the left.
I respond to Neo's post.
This place is falling to pieces.
Really weird decision on their part. I don't really understand why they would do it that way.
If I recall correctly, it's in this room.
I guess for context, Mangler, since you don't entirely know what we're talking about, Neo posted in the
Yeah, we got this one already.
the Discord server that apparently Beerus has 5D in Versus Battle Wiki.
That should be wrong.
So it's
Dragon Ball Super doesn't have a 5D cosmology.
It's based on the fact that Beerus can erase the gag character, who apparently can survive existence erasure from Rother.
Is that referring to a rel?
Yes.
You would have to prove that Slum's cosmology exists within Dragon Balls. Because, like, while they are created by the same, like, person, that's like saying that, like, I just have, like, I don't know, zombie powder is canon to Bleach. Because both of them were created by Tai Kubo. I know that, like, Aurel does show up in Dragon Ball.
I do think it's a little different.
Like, it's a little different, but she's always consistently been a gag character. So I wouldn't take that as a valid argument. I know. So the problem with how VSB does a lot of these decisions is that their decisions are based on whether or not it's would be or would not be too powerful, and it makes reasonable sense to them. So it's like it's okay because Beerus did it, or the gods, or Zeno did it. So they're the exception to the rule. It's like that's not how you justify a position. It needs to make sense in verse, but it also needs to make sense in practice. Something that you kind of failed to prove there. I gotta get to the second floor. Where is this? Yeah, it's around. It's in this room. Okay. Where am I? I'm at the bottom. Oh wait, can't I just? I just turn around. Never mind. I'm dumb. Leaving this room. Up we go.
Did you not play this game last year? I'm pretty sure Mangler did.
Yes, 2022. Those days are behind me. Long behind me. I have evolved beyond them. Oh, there's a stairway. Okay. There's not usually any stairs in these dungeons. Not conventional ones like these. Like an actual, like, crafted staircase. Is that all the cauldron? Okay, the drench fort. Delicious. We're about 4 pages in. I think I remember this. There's a Book of the Dead page that I intentionally left here. Though there might be as many as 2.
Well, I don't think it's the issue of being able to use plot manipulation herself. The fact is that the character in question survived plot manipulation. I'm assuming from the author. Because the way they say that, the only way like you'd make that claim is if she survived like being erased from her author along with the guy. Granted, it's still a really weird position in general. Because now you have to argue that anyone who can resist Hakai resists 5D existence erasure.
Yeah, but that's also without, like, the proof of, like, a 5D cosmology in Dragon Ball. You're basically just taking, well, Dr. Slum's cosmology is 5D, therefore this is now 5D. It's like, shouldn't you have actual feats that your own cosmology is 5D? Like, Wouldn't that be a little bit more conducive to consistency? Where's... Oh god, what is... I could have sworn this was... Hold on, this first floor. Oh, he's on the first floor. Okay. Just gotta go back up. There we go. Alright, up and over. I believe I know where this next one is. And then I go to the Shattered Forge afterwards. Oh, there we are. Yeah, I see it. Okay, making good progress. Second floor. How long have we been streaming for currently? Oh. Thought they would make this faster.
The DBS cosmetic accepted as 2B? Why is it accepted as 2B?
Because of Zamasu.
What about Zamasu makes it 2B? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's related to Zamasu. I'll be honest, if you're gonna accept the DBZ multiverse as anything, not the multiverse within like the main timeline, the total Dragon Ball multiverse, it should be 2A, given Trunks' statements. This Trunks confirms that the entire multiverse just operates in a many worlds interpretation. So, not that anyone actually scales to it.
I was saying, but no one scales to it.
It doesn't matter. The point is accuracy. We don't argue positions because characters can be buffed in versus matchups. We argue whether or not it would be an accurate depiction of their power. Then we use those depictions to make versus matchups. That should be the intent. It should not be because we can use them, just because using them is a benefit, not the it's a reward, not the reason. Not the intent. You feel me?
I mean, but we should be I mean, like, it really should only be accepted under conditions of it actually being, like, you know, viable.
No. Like the evidence should be viable. I'm saying, like, I don't think anyone scales to Dragon Ball's total multiverse, but that doesn't mean the multiverse doesn't get to like if you have a statement that something is infinite, do we just assume it's not infinite because no one can blow it up? Like that just seems really silly.
But the problem here is that they're using it to scale the characters. This isn't a simple case of like, oh yeah, like in a like actual written document, this would be infinite in size. Yes, that's fair, but it's like, okay, but they're using it to scale the character.
Well, in any case, I think the reasoning for Zamasu was more of like, they did something like he'd eventually become 2B over time because of what he could affect, because he'd be affecting a number of timelines that each have the multiverse, which I'm just sitting there like, I mean, I guess, but like,
I mean,
it's kind of weak reasoning.
I'll say that is a position to be fair.
It's not
the positions of all time.
It's not a position that's technically untrue, if he claims he's going to be stronger, but you kind of have to prove that he would stretch to every other timeline, even if he stretched to this one. I mean, I guess you could argue that, but it just seems like over time arguments are really bad if you can't quantify them. But what's happening here? Do I get to that position? Oh no. Now I remember why I hated the Shattered Forge. The layout doesn't make sense. I might be able to get up to that next floor though.
Also, does this only include just Hakai? What about, like... How do I put this? What about other, like, destruction abilities? Because I know it's a destruction energy, or just regular, like, God destruction energy isn't counted as 5D, but Hakai is very similar to that notion.
I'm not too sure, because once you start allowing something of a specific dimensionality in Dragon Ball, eventually, through some bullshit, everybody starts scaling to it.
Well, no, I mean that's like the main point I'm trying to get at here is like if you're gonna say he's like 5D, here are all these characters who have resisted God destruction energy and the like. So what's the deal with them?
Well, then that's why I said like it makes more sense for you to just prove DBS is a 5D cosmology, so it actually makes sense in the lore of the verse and in the world, rather than from a scaling perspective. Because a scaling perspective is not valid on its own basis. It requires the story or the world to acknowledge it. Because we're just making a proper estimation and analysis of how the story treats itself. That's all we're doing. So if we aren't doing that correctly, then why should our reasoning even be acknowledged?
I have not watched a TGK video. No. I still have not sat down and watched that. Although I really don't understand.
What TGK video?
TGK decided to make a video debating some guy.
Oh, Oh, wait. I think I found the room. Yes.
He's debating a guy on Kratos versus Tusk Act
4. Yes, I believe that is the Part 7 protagonist, or is it Part 8?
That is the Part 7 protagonist, yes.
Specifically their stand.
Yes. Now, TGK's position... I'm going to be honest, from what I've heard of the side view, I really don't think there's a position to be had here for TGK. But so I guess TGK argued time isn't the fourth dimension, and I guess this guy just dipped after that premise. But time not being the fourth dimension gives him the win in that debate. Because that means you can't argue Kratos is anything higher than three-dimensional. And if that's the case, then he gets fucked over by fucking Tusk Act 4. Because you don't know what Tusk Act 4 does, do you?
No. I have seen all of Part 1 through 6, but I have not seen 7, so I have no idea what Tusk is. You can just tell it to me, because I'll forget it anyway by the time Part 7 gets animated.
Tusk Act 4's power is to spin. It is a never-ending, infinite spin. If you touch Tusk Act 4, you will spin forever. Your body will continuously keep spinning. You cannot escape it. The main villain who can travel the multiverse has been trying to go to a universe to avoid it. It will always keep you spinning forever. It will always catch up with you. It has multiversal range. You will forever just keep spinning in an endless loop.
So, do you mean like it activates and then a person spins around in a circle and they're just stuck in that circle? Or do you mean they're caught in like an infinite loop of like actions and reactions?
They just start spinning, their body like tears apart like a tendril and starts spinning forever. You're just stuck spinning like going down a fucking hydrant forever.
That sounds really odd.
However,
and bizarre.
It's incredibly powerful because it can bypass an ability known as Love Train. Love Train has the ability to reflect any and all misfortune on a wielder to somebody else.
Oh, so it's just the balance.
It's just the balance.
So you're
Basically,
telling me he has the ability to completely ignore causality manipulation in the form of damage transferal and damage reversal and technically probability and luck manipulation. He could just completely ignore that. And
yes.
this ability has multi. Yeah, no, the Kratos would get fucked by that. If what you're like, wait, how does it activate? Does he have to do some like, crazy convoluted ability, or does he just like snap his fingers and it's done or something?
He technically has to use the golden rotation. I don't know how familiar you are with architecture. So, architecture, there's a belief that in architecture, there's a very specific pattern in nature that is considered perfect. I think it's called the gold. Here, let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it's called the golden spin or the golden square.
This seems really odd.
Okay, I believe it's called the golden rotation. Hang on, I could be wrong. The golden yes, it is the golden ratio. I believe is what it's called. Golden ratio. Georgia. So basically, no, it's called the golden rectangle. something like that. Look. All you need to know is that in architecture, this is a real thing where there's a specific type of shape and form within that shape that is considered perfect. And within that perfect shape, when he sees it, he can activate the infinite rotation of Tuskak 4. Now that sounds complicated, but he can see it everywhere in nature now because
he could just look. He could just look at it at any time and activate it.
He could probably look at Kratos, see the golden rotation, and launch Tuskak 4. Tuskak 4 is also heat-seeking. It will always chase you once it's fired.
How fast is it?
It's fast enough to move within the time stop of Dio's world.
Via raw speed? Or does it just resist it?
I mean, that depends. Because it technically just raw powers, like, tech. So this is where the rotation gets weird. How do I put this? It moves slower in the time stop, to be fair, but it's still moving in the time stop. So I guess you could argue resistance.
Well, so even if we,
coolest panels.
What you're saying is true. Even if I was to use like a pre-retcon Kratos, I mean, well, at that point, really all it would come down to is proving if Kratos is fast enough. Because if he doesn't have fast enough speed, I'm pretty sure he would just die to that. Because assuming that hits him, he's done. There's no argument you can make for that.
The only real argument I can see TGK pulling out, if someone were to like call him on his bullshit and say like, okay, well he's not 40 meters Kratos, is Kratos can make his own laws. That's the only argument I could see.
No, because unfortunately that is specifically in reference to his ability to double jump. That statement is made in a guide with respect to his own his ability to double jump. It says Kratos can make it says Kratos can make his own laws. The laws of physics are no exception to this, but it's only ever referenced in response to his ability to double jump. So you just have to assume like, well, he can, I guess, comprehensively act with respect to an ability that he doesn't fundamentally understand at all.
Also, just to be clear, the only way to turn off the spin has to be, because keep in mind with Love Train it never should have even worked, but Love Train gets bypassed by the spin for some reason. But even the user of the ability can't turn it off if it hits him. Not
oh
naturally.
No, then he's fucked. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm only talking about what you're explaining it to me as, so specifically from your explanation, but from everything that you described, assuming that to be accurate, there is nothing that Kratos has that can bypass causality manipulation, especially not something that can hit you regardless of causality manipulation being activated.
Well,
there's nothing that.
Let me see what VSB calls.
I was gonna say maybe the ability to describe this with a proper term.
Here, let me see what VSB gives Love Train.
Also, yeah, that was the discussion where he claimed time was the fourth dimension. That
Mangler? Okay, hang on. So Love Train has... Ooh! Okay, hang on a minute. Is anyone told what's your Discord? Why are you asking, Minuto? Also, okay, so Mangler, are you ready? I can't tell if Mangler's here or not. I don't want to start if Mangler's not there. Got some lag going on. Is that? Mangler? Okay. Who's having trouble? He's currently gone right now. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Anyways, so I guess let me set this up real quickly. I'm assuming he realized he got kicked out.
oh wow, got disconnected.
Yes, I figured. Oh, actually, wait, hang on a minute. Okay, so never mind. They gave Tuskact 4 way more shit than I was expecting.
Oh yeah, you were looking for that.
Okay, so let me tell you what Love Train has on VSB, and then we'll go from there. So Love Train has flight, probability manipulation, absorption, annihilation, and battlefield removal. Love Train draws in its surroundings and transports them elsewhere, and things that are drawn in are annihilated and vanish from the world. Transmutation, biological manipulation, spatial manipulation, body control, and fusionism, because it can fuse things together randomly, or with like whatever he chooses.
Sure.
Okay, so now here's what Tuskact 4 has apparently. Now this is just Tuskact 4. It has other shit, but you know. Oh, it has non-physical interaction. That's right. Whatever. And selected ability. Okay, so after image creation, dimensional bypassing / spatial manipulation, dimensional travel, enhanced homing attack, biological manipulation, deconstruction and matter manipulation, indefinite / infinite attacking with the Act 4 and the infinite rotation, gravity manipulation, soul elimination. Now I didn't realize it had this next part. Resistance negation. Johnny can force the target and their soul to obey the laws of physics. BFR.
No. That you only needed to say resistance negation and the fact that it heat seeking. It could already be Kratos now. You don't need anything else. Anything else is just a bonus. Like if you can prove it can negate his resistances, then it wouldn't matter what they would argue anyway. He's never demonstrated a resistance to resistance negation.
That's fucked. I didn't even realize resistance negation was a thing.
No, it is a thing, but it's very, 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 very rare. It usually only shows up in very specific, like,
no, you misunderstand.
RPGs.
I didn't realize resistance negation was a thing for Tusk. Because I was already under the impression that Kratos could potentially resist the spin.
Based on half of the stuff you were mentioning, I was like, I don't even think he should get hit by it under any circumstances.
Also,
you're like, oh, well, he could also do this. I'm like, well, he's fucked.
Any object that he hits can also transfer the spin. Because so during the final battle of the series, he lands the spin on his opponent. He actually wins the fight, but his opponent's like, "See, I was waiting for you to hit me with that because I have a feeling that while the spin's going on, anything that touches it also goes into the spin." So he cuts off his leg and throws it with the force of the slice before the spin hits him at Johnny, and Johnny gets hit in the spin. He gets stuck in the infinite spin. So technically, objects hit by the spin can also transfer the spin.
This sounds really dumb.
To be fair, it was designed to fight the corpse of. Well, it was supposed to be "quote unquote" Jesus, but then like in the George Joestar novel, it's kind of confirmed to be Dio's body. So it's just the power needed to fight Dio.
What's the difference? Everyone's like, I got when you have to time stop, come up with an infinitely more broken ability. I love how whenever they're like, we need to stop Dio, it's always something like extremely more convoluted than his ability ever was. It's not like I have an ability that resists time stop. Okay, that'd be pretty reasonable, or like a better version of it. Like, no, I have the ability to erase time and move forward. I can stop all events within this area and make them repeat themselves indefinitely. I can speed us towards the heat death of the universe. It's like, is that really necessary? Couldn't you just like develop an ability to resist time? Like, isn't that like? I feel like we're a little overkill at this point. Like, we really need to accelerate to the heat death of the universe to stop the world.
All right, guys. No one's saying Kratos can resist it. It's just that TG and K argued Tusk Act 4 versus Kratos, but the guy quit when TG and K say time isn't the fourth dimension. Here's the thing: you never have to argue dimensionality to beat Kratos. In fact, you're better off not arguing dimensionality. Because you want to be in the same tier as Kratos. He's garbage in same tier fights.
Wait a minute, did I miss the staircase? No, I didn't miss the staircase. Okay, here we go.
Most characters in fiction are better off fighting Kratos at the same tier than they are arguing for dimensionality.
Not that most characters wouldn't have an argument to be dimensionally stronger than him, you're just better off doing it.
You lose nothing by fighting on the same battlefield. There's no reason to even try arguing for it. That's one of the things I'm not the biggest fan of when people try to argue against Kratos. Like, okay, well let me go dimensional tiering here real quick. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Stay in the same tier.
Well, just literally prove your case, and it's like, yeah, okay, so all these abilities and things work against this character. It's like, okay, so prove what you can now. And then they argue dimensionality. It's like, well, actually, that's not true based on this thing in your verse. But even if we want to go by this logic, my character has more consistent information for that and doesn't get retconned or contradicted 50 times the way that yours does.
Well, okay, so have you seen the debate or no? Okay, Poster.
I've actually seen parts of it.
Does TG and K ever actually argue for Kratos' higher dimensionality, or does he just do a gotcha?
Yeah. Yes, he does. He argues the Yggdrasil being infinite, and then argues that like, oh well, he can. I don't remember what he argued specifically to argue he was 4D, but then he argued like, he said the Yggdrasil branches transcend time and space. That's 4D, and then like they're infinite in length, so that's infinite 4D.
Wait.
Or each of the branches transcend are infinite length.
But he said space and time, but he claims time is the fourth dimension. So what? So is his position that space and time? He said the devs stated it. What was his source? Bro, trust me, the devs are not stating Kratos is 4D. Trust me.
Yeah, crazy idea, but you might want to like not take that position. Where do we go with
some Twitter post by Corey? Did he provide it in the video?
Oh no, I think he provided a DMs.
Oh, was it that garbage ass one where it's like all the concept of dimensions beyond light? Was it that super fucking clearly fake one?
It was like time and space, concepts like time and space mean nothing to the mortals. Which I find to be funny because Bruno literally was like, yeah, like that doesn't seem real.
Oh, that's gross. Okay, I
imagine representing your own verse like that incorrectly, that disingenuously.
You know what? I think I'll watch. I think I'll watch it as a video after we release the God of War cosmology video, because I would rather not get that flag quite yet. But I do want to watch it, but I don't want to watch it myself. I think I'll watch it live.
Are you afraid of being alone?
No, I'm not afraid of being alone. I just don't want to watch the video.
Well, you want some commentary.
I'm gonna start getting PTSD from that shit, because I'm gonna like think back to like my debate with fucking Boro and like my other debate with Kratos and be like, fuck, I was just like him.
Wait, where is? Did I not get the? Did he not give me the key? Sir, can I have the key?
Dude, Kyle, I just saw what Tuskak 4 did according to VSB, what they give it, and my god, it is way like more busted than I was giving it credit for. So I'll definitely have to reread part 7. Cause you know, when I argue for Armstrong beating Funny Valentine, I want to be accurate. Send me a link? Alright, sure, hang on. You might remember some of this stuff, but there was one ability that caught me off guard.
Oh, you have to sell it to Volgrim. Okay, he doesn't just pick it out of your inventory. All right, yeah, I figured. Okay, we're gonna sell this to Volgrim.
So, I did not know about the resistance negation. That's the one thing I didn't know about. That one's silly.
I love how he only gives you the Book of the Dead key, which is good, but then he gives you like 20 coin.
Oh, here's the thing. TG and K will use PlayStation All Stars in the debate, but I don't think he'll use the outer versal argument. But he will use PlayStation All Stars. He used it against me in our debate.
I forgot about that. I think I remember seeing that, and I was like, "What the fuck is that doing in there? That ain't canon."
To be fair, the reason he did it, and again, he is a comp, but I want to be honest. The only reason he did it is because they asked the developer if Kratos could beat Polygon Man, and I believe
that wouldn't matter.
They said yes. So they said
that wouldn't matter.
Well, to him that would be confirmation.
Yeah, because he's a dumb shit. But like, we've kind of already established this.
Cosmology. Oh, believe me. Well, so this is where it gets kind of fucked. Wholesale for a minute. They don't retcon the cosmology technically. It's just that they're never very clear about what the cosmology ever was.
If we actually want to go by their statements,
they have not retconned it.
They not only haven't retconned it, they've consistently stated the information that I've argued to be the case to be true since 2013. And Corey actually had in his mind the specific Hubble telescope imagery that people use. He actually has had that in his mind since 2013, which he confirms in the GCD conference that he had at 2019. We just didn't have that information publicly because he was only telling that to the dev team. Which means Corey might have had that impression prior to 2013, prior to Ascension being made. He just wasn't in charge of the franchise.
Yes.
So he.
The thing is that it wasn't retcon. Well, nothing was retcon post 4. If you want to argue 4 was a retcon, but then again, Mjolnir does appear in Ascension.
Yeah. Mjolnir is probably the only thing that was like retcon. Probably.
So the cosmology was never retconned. Just well, yes and no. Okay, nothing post like 3 I think was retconned, but you could argue it was a retcon from 2 to 3 because the writer for 1 and 2 didn't come back to write the rest of the series.
Wait, which writer?
Well, I don't know. You sent the dev post where the guy's like, oh yeah, because he would continue his story because he wrote the first game. So I just assumed there was a different.
Oh no! I think that might have been the director. Because keep in mind, if you're talking about the writers are different. A lot of the writers have been on there since the first game, though. Main writers like Kronst, Mariana Kranst, she stayed there from the beginning of the God of War Greek Pantheon games to the end of the Greek Pantheon games. I don't know if she's still there for 4 Ragnarok, but she was there in all of those things, and she was also involved in the creation of the novels. So. But the directors, that's not true. It was not the same director for every game. In fact, I don't think there was 2 sets of games in the Greek Pantheon that had the same director. There was at least 4 to potentially 5 directors for 6 different games. So they all had a very different,
Tone.
vision tone for their story.
Okay, that explains a lot. Yeah, no. So technically, God of War has never retconned its cosmology. They just Melee Ascension and Ghost of Sparta contradict and make confusion. They bloated out the Greek pantheon too much. The story was perfect with three. I say perfect loosely.
Perfect.
Listen, I'm using perfect as the most loose terminology I can here. The story was better with three. They expanded it well. I think Ghost of Sparta expanded it well. But Ascension was not necessary. In fact, I'd argue Ascension was just a bloated mess. Uh,
Ascension's not that bad.
it never needed to exist, nor should it have
Gameplay wise.
existed.
Well, actually,
It's
no. Story wise,
it's
gameplay wise,
no, its story serves literally no purpose, and it's never even hinted at outside of Ascension.
oh, there we go.
Like that's the
Taking that.
problem is with Ascension, they literally showed up. They're like, hey, we have this new character here and everything. You think the story
Yes.
Ascension is fantastic?
I would say it's fantastic,
I
but
watched the cutscenes, Kyle. Oh, Kyle's probably taking the piss.
it's all right. I'd say it's a pretty decent story all around.
It did not need to exist. It was a waste of space.
Hey, come on now. Listen,
it was
listen. I understand that they completely and totally ripped the entire combat system out of Lords of Shadow and shamelessly shoved it into that game, and then claimed it was their own. I understand.
It just doesn't need to be there. It like what honest to God gets added to the Greek pantheon by virtue of making Ascension a thing? For
The
God's sake.
Furies.
Okay, yeah, so fucking nothing. Dude, honestly, I could forgive Ascension's existence if Atreus' name had been the name of the guy Kratos killed in Ascension. But then they make him the name of some no-name Spartan who we never heard about. So how powerful does that guy named Kratos say PlayStation All-Stars made Kratos? I think 5 to 6D. I could be wrong on that one. I don't remember his position all that well. Hey, Poster, what do you say about Polygon Man? If you watched the debate recently.
That sounds a little wild, but trippy.
I'm just
also,
saying,
we're going to the land of dead.
bro. TG and K. Also, TG and K standards are fucked. Transcend space and time, therefore he's 4D.
Yeah,
Source.
that's literally what he said. He said the branches were an argument for why, and then therefore, if the branches are infinite length.
If time isn't the fourth dimension, why would transcending space and time make you fourth dimensional? Why didn't you have?
I believe his argument was transcending space would matter, but like, yeah, it's
Me provides all the examples of the God of War characters not transcending space and still being able to interact with the Yggdrasil. Oh well, I guess they all transcend space and time. Then it's not transcending space if it can't transcend the people within it. Here.
Am I not in the right area? No.
The tree transcending space and time was always fucked, especially when people argue it was superior to the life on the tree, because it clearly fucking what. There was no fucking. Their argument never even made sense for it transcending the life on the tree. If fucking they argued Thor could splinter the tree along with the fucking Jormungand.
Yeah, it was like a circular scaling situation. And then it's like, well, okay, so Ragnarok comes along and is like, Faye, some random fucking giant with no background and explanation on who she is, can just clash with Thor, this guy that can splinter the entire thing.
Faye is not in the actual art book. I just remembered that. I don't think she has a single page in the God of War Ragnarok art book.
That's kind of weird. I understand why she wouldn't have it in 4s, but why not in Ragnarok? She shows up in Ragnarok. We see her for the first time.
I don't think. Yeah, I think you know what. This might have been a case because me and Kyle were talking about it more in depth when we were before you showed up. I think this art book was made earlier into development, and they just like published it later on. They didn't. This isn't a post artwork book in any capacity. I think it's like Faye is not in the art book. Why? I don't remember her being in the art book. I don't remember.
I have to use the restroom. Right. I'll be right back.
So for context, for those of you who don't know, because we try to be accurate with our power scaling, we also buy the official material from games even if we don't like them. I was at Barnes & Noble one day, and they had a sale for 50% off all hardcover books, and it just so happened to be the very first day the Ragnarok art book came out. So I went over to the video game section, because I have a bunch of Nier Automata hardcover books and all that shit, and there I saw the God of War Ragnarok art book. So I hit up Mangler, and I'm like, hey, is this the art book we need? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, so I'll buy it half off, and we'll go through there. Faye looks like crap in Ragnarok. It's a shame because the actress she's based on is super pretty. I think that might be game engine problems because Keanu Reeves, from what people were telling me last night, looks pretty bad on my game. But like my PC is running Cyberpunk just fine unless I can need more resolution. So I might just be translating the game. And I like an alternate timeline where God of War, where they continue ending God of War 1 and then play Atreus as a pro tag. So we're going to have a lot to say regarding God of War 1's ending, because Mangler's been scooping around the scenes to find more author statements, and there was one actual statement that might fuck over Kratos' skill. We'll talk about that when we make the video.
Oof,
The Art of
that feels
God of
so
War
much better.
Ragnarok art book is a good art book if you want, like, actual a lot of the concept art in the Ragnarok art book is better than what we got in the main game. A lot of it's better than what was in the main game. But
Talking about the reasons art books should be made.
no, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what the point of an art book is, but I guess I got spoiled by Final Fantasy 15's official works and other stuff like that because they actually provided lore to the fucking game. And then also,
You got,
the DMC official works that you got also did that.
and well, I would say you got spoiled by 314 too, but that's technically supposed to be 4 art books packed into one with like endless amounts of director commentary. So I don't know if we can count that one.
I already said this. The only art book that has technically given me less to work with is the Other Side art book. But that art book's not sold in stores. So I'm going to give that a pass. That's just for fans to get more concept art.
Well, I mean, I had a similar situation of disappointment with the Darksiders art books. I think I've mentioned this before, but the Darksiders 1 art book actually had a couple different statements and things that were pretty cool. That it on lore, in addition to adding designs and visuals that were cool. It also served the purpose that an art book should, because they had been continuous. They had been very ambiguous with the designs of the horsemen in the first game because you had only seen war. So having an art book that showed you the visuals of the other horsemen was new information at that time. I think it even showed visuals of Fury and Strife, who we didn't even officially see in the continuity until 2018. So you could actually get visuals that you didn't know about.
Did they always look the same?
They always looked the same, but I think they changed the color palette a little bit. But you wouldn't have had the designs unless you saw the art books or things like the graphic novels. So they were giving you information that you couldn't find in the games.
Where's the Kratos cape that's promoted in the cover of the game? Kratos? What? Hang on, let me see this. What are you talking about?
Now, that's just the case for Darksiders 1's art book. And 3 had a couple things, but 3 was kind of bare bones.
Wait, do you not get the Kratos cape do you not get that outfit on the cover of Ragnarok? Actually,
Are you referring to...
Well,
I have no idea.
On the cover of Ragnarok, Kratos is standing next to his son, but he has this long fur coat or cape behind it. You don't get that in the game? That's lame.
Yeah, so the art books for 2 and Genesis were not particularly good. They were not great.
But at least you did not have to. Oh, speaking of which, did you see in the Bayonetta chat what was going on there?
Maybe I don't really remember. Refresh my memory, perhaps.
So apparently the official Bayonetta 3 art book is coming out in March, I believe. But there was a statement there, apparently, that someone shared from the art book. I guess someone got an early copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where... Hang on. Here we go. Bandit and Viola arrive in Tool, an island serving as a junction point used for traveling between multiverses.
And...
Actually, no. Wait. No, this might not be the art book.
Oh, wait, there's the book of the dead page. Oh, turn back around. There we go. All right. Please let this be the only one in there.
I just noticed that might not be the art book. Because if that was the art book, that would apparently be weird contradictory information to the game.
That would be directly flat out contradictory. They confirm in all the cutscenes in the official version that Thule, the island of Thule, is intended as a junction point to travel between universes, not between multiverses. The world of chaos is a singular multiverse. There are not multiverses embedded in its structure. That's flat out wrong.
Well, so what I was talking to Daniel is like, Rodon says universes, but I guess you could stretch Rodon's meaning to mean multiverses because all Rodon says is that the realm of
No,
chaos is
you
countless
can't.
universes stacked on top of each other.
You can't, because then at that point I have to argue now that every multiverse has multiverses contained within it. Just because they have countless universes.
Allow me to present Death Battle's volumes.
Okay, so if you want to go with the volume scaling, I guess sure. but,
I'm
like,
gonna give a hot take here. Destroying countless universes and countless multiverses means the exact same thing, unless you can prove an actual qualitative difference.
Between countless multiverses and countless universes?
Because they're both gonna have infinite. They're just gonna have infinite universes ultimately.
Well, countless is not treated the same thing as infinite. You're thinking of endless.
Okay. Well, hang on a minute. Fucking if you're going by that logic, then like would you argue that the realm of chaos doesn't have infinite multiverses then? Because it says
no, it's stated to have an infinite number of timelines in Bayonetta 2.
Source, please.
I played the game. I literally showed this to you.
Infinite or countless?
Yeah, it says infinite. It says infinite in the official translation.
Source.
Oh my god. Have you not read Aesir's description?
I have. I don't recall infinite. I recall countless.
You're wrong.
Anyways, the Cyberpunk stream was kind of fun, but it did get copyright claimed. But, I mean, that's fine. Copyright claims aren't the same thing as strikes. They're just like, hey, if we make money, we want it. Countless can be infinite or endless in context. So the problem is that in order for countless to be infinite... I mean, granted, you should treat countless as endless overall, but, you know, whatever. Do not start the English language with me, boy. I just got done smacking the God of War guys with it just because of the word two.
To be fair, it's very difficult to mess up the word two, but countless is a bit different.
Countless is too many to be counted or very many. So yeah, it doesn't even mean infinite or endless. Actually, hang on.
Whereas endless is more like without limits, without end to something.
Synonyms for countless include, but are not limited to, endless numbers of, myriad, innumerable, untold, legion, numberless, unnumbered, numerous, manifold, multitudinous, multifarious. There's no... Endless is not a synonym for countless. They don't mean the same thing.
Well, I'm sure you could probably... There's probably a context where you could provide for that, but you'd have to quantify countless in that context.
So the problem is that we don't... I don't even think we know how high numbers go right now. So the problem is that anything countless, as fucked as... I'll say this: unless I'm being an asshole, I would not say countless and endless mean two different things. Personally, I would not be an asshole like that. It's only if someone wants to be a dick, then I'll be a dick right back to them.
I just try to do it because I try to separate finite and infinite values. That's more so like my thing.
Knighted Slayer, not TWOTO, because hey, Fetty, real talk for a minute. Are the God of War guys on VSB, because I know you're part of the server, did any of them care to watch that video? Which, granted, they probably didn't, and for the most part they shouldn't, but, like, are they going to make a statement regarding the Yggdrasil's infinite branches? Because it not only directly gets retconned by Ragnarok, but it should never have been used to begin with, based on what the sentence structure actually says. By any chance, do you know if there's anything behind the scenes with VSB that they're going to change the Ragnarok, the Yggdrasil size? Because Ragnarok directly debunked, like, that statement. Like, not even my video, but, like, Ragnarok itself directly, like, destroyed that statement.
Why does it say 4
I've seen an argument that the reason why Bayonetta has been losing to Lopter but able to fight Azir is because of lack of experience during her fight against Lopter. That's retarded.
Lack of experience.
Also, Night Slayer, yeah, TO. So basically, disagreement. What do you mean disagreement? There's a flat-out statement that if the branches get too heavy, the Yggdrasil's branches will fall off.
Oh, I found this one. Yes, there we go.
What do you mean? What do you mean disagree? How do you disagree with that? If the branches can get so big that they can fall off, they can't be infinite in size. That's like blatantly. That's not even like my reasoning. That's just flat out logic.
Also, technically, gravity still exists in the realm between realms because you can literally fall
Because
off the side of
infinity
the
is still
branches.
infinity.
No, no, that statement is objectively not infinite.
Wait. Hang on. Wait. Hasai, hang on. So the only statement for it being infinite is not only read wrongly, as I stated in my video, but Ragnarok confirms the branches can get so big they can fall off. So that means they. No, they disagree. Move on.
That's not a disagree to move on.
Wow,
That's just wrong.
that is trash. All right. Well, thank you for the answer. Then, wow, that is hot garbage.
That's denial right there.
That's like literally flat out against the logic of infinite. Can infinity even grow? Like realistically speaking? Hang on, I'm looking up the word.
It can, but the issue is more so the fact that infinity should have infinite mass. You can't. There's also the problem that technically the tree has to be nourished in order to encourage growth. So it's not even that the tree naturally is infinite; it has to
The
expand.
state or quality of being infinite, an infinite or very great number or amount. A point in space and time is that seems infinitely distant. I guess you could argue infinity could mean a great number or amount, I guess, if you want to take it that route. But as far as I know, infinite's supposed to be like infinite. Limitless or endless in space, extent or size, impossible to measure or calculate. Okay, well, it can be measured. It can grow bigger. I guess you can
Get over here.
All right,
There we go.
whatever.
Got him.
Okay, that is the fucking hardest case of denial I think I've seen in a fat minute. Wow, that is actually disappointing.
And that is used to upgrade the entire cosmology. Not just a 2C, it was even used as a proposal for a low 1C argument. Now, granted, that one's been retracted.
Low 1C was weird though. It wasn't based on the size though. It was based on like that the
No, no,
Yggdrasil transcends space and time.
it was actually. It wasn't just.
I
So
mean,
that was
if
one
you
of the
really
supporting
have
pieces
something
of
to say,
evidence.
you could say that to him directly. You just flat out told me that they deny flat
Adjudicator.
out
There it is.
basic logic. I don't think there's anything I could say to these people that would actually like change their mind. The Yggdrasil's not even infinite in size. It has to be pruned by the fucking stags. It is objectively not endless because they have to keep it from growing. Ooh,
Well, you know, we could always do the 1-2-1-2. Ask a developer and watch your cosmology get downgraded. And I say that because after this point of asking developers questions,
no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not gonna ask them to waste their time watching the video because if the problem is that like I could explain to them why the sentence doesn't work the way they think it does.
oh, there it is. It's in that room.
Yeah, no,
It's in that room.
no, like that. No, like I mean, I'm not gonna ask them to watch the video. The fact that Ragnarok blatantly debunked their position and they still deny that Ragnarok did is just weird.
Where is the wall?
If you want a
Oh, it's
proper
over
answer,
there.
ask them directly. Can you give me a proper answer? Like, did they already explain why they disagree with Ratoska? Okay, why do you have you literally have Devil there? Yeah, but Devil's fucking sleeping.
Devil's either dead, working 60 hours a week, or in the process of dying.
So did they ever give a proper answer for why the squirrel they didn't believe? Or they don't accept? Like, why the squirrel specifically? I don't care about my video in this particular case. I want to know why they didn't
His
accept the
name
squirrel.
is Ratatosker.
I cannot pronounce that to save my fucking life. Do not even bother.
Say Rata.
Rata.
Say Tosker.
Tosker.
Okay, now say Ratatosker.
Ratosker.
Oh my god, fuck you. I can't do this.
Alright, well, that's fine, I guess. I mean, well, no, it's like blatantly ignoring the game, but I mean, whatever.
Wait, how do I get over there? That's the real question.
That's just so weird. Well, at least they don't use the well anymore, right?
Okay, I have to go wall to wall, as I figured, but it was oh. Why does it keep teleporting me back here? This is like the front of the room. I've been. Oh my god.
I just do surface level looking. That's fine. I'll ask Devil for more details. I don't think they do anymore. Just don't know
I
what.
I was gonna say I don't think they use the well anymore because
Oh,
initially on the Ragnarok threads they mentioned
that's fine.
how the well was changed. Just fine.
Have they already made a VSB thing for God of War Ragnarok? Or are they still mulling that one over?
Is that really not? Oh my god! Oh my god!
No, not yet.
Is
Okay.
that
Um,
that wall jump?
I'll wait till a thread drops before I Actually, I'll ask Devil. Actually, he's asleep right now, but I'll ask him anyway so he can tell me
Guys,
what
this
it is.
isn't a skill. I promise.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my fucking god. Well, at least we're almost done with the Book of the Dead locations in the Kingdom of the Dead. We're getting there.
Do you think Kratos would actually have killed some of the Norse gods without outside help? Oh, that's actually a fun question. No. He would have only maybe beaten Thor. Ooh. Hmm.
In
Okay.
Ragnarok or in 4?
Okay, hang on, man, hang on. It's a poster. Are you asking for all of the gods in the Norse pantheon, or are you asking just for Ragnarok? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Odin beat Kratos repeatedly in that fight. If it wasn't for the other people helping him, Kratos would have died to Odin, flat out. All? Oh, Kratos would have gone stomped by the Norse pantheon.
There we go. I got to the wall. Yes. Okay, there we go.
I have not heard
I'll
Nico
say
chat,
that
but he
he
was right there.
probably wouldn't have made it through God of War 4. That's for sure because he never would have figured out how to kill Balder.
Well, to be fair, he never did. It's just that Atreus was the only one who would carry arrows around. So by virtue of getting lucky, they got the fucking like.
I know. I'm saying
Well,
like,
oh, actually, hang on a minute. Hang on. No,
does outside help? Does outside help even include Atreus, or does
wait.
that?
Yeah, it would. He's outside help. Wait,
Yeah.
hang
Okay.
on
Then
a
yeah,
minute.
he'd never kill Balder.
Would he have even beaten Thor's sons together? Because
Um.
remember that Modi can blast him down and keep him in check with lightning, and he only
Well,
breaks out because Atreus is going to die.
so technically, if you watch the actual scene, we actually have the what if scenario for what happens when he's kept in that position for long enough. He will die. The only reason he breaks out is because he activates Spartan Rage. We already know what will happen if he doesn't activate Spartan
What
Rage.
does the fight look like in the novel?
It's basically the exact same.
No.
There's
What I'm asking is, how much help does Atreus actually do in that fight in the novel?
he basically swings a couple strikes at Modi and gets parried off a couple times.
So
He doesn't
Atreus
really
does
damage.
distract Modi then? He does like distract at least Modi?
To an extent, not much, but the main reason he Spartan rages is ultimately the same in the game because what's his name?
So he
Fucking
would, dude already
Kratos
wrecked
gets.
Thor's sons. No. I'm trying to figure out how much help Atreus was in the fight against Thor's sons. Because Magni, or is it Modi or Magni? Which one's the one that kills him later on? It's Modi?
I believe it's Magni. Modi, I'm pretty sure dies.
Okay.
Whoa.
So one of Thor's sons attacks Thor at the temple later on. And what ends up happening is if you don't break out of there, and you only get Spartan Rage, I think, because Atreus goes down. If you don't break out of there in time, that will kill Kratos. So I could argue that he can stun Kratos long enough for his brother to come in and beat the shit out of Kratos and potentially kill him.
Where is the? Do I not have this? I should have the distance. Go ahead.
I mean, you could argue that maybe Kratos could still Spartan Rage and beat them. But Minato, I'm asking you why you want my Discord, please. I asked you that earlier.
Why do I have?
What's
Why do I have this
what's the
connected?
reason for the Discord, buddy?
So that he can kill Obito. Get it?
Okay, so for sure, I'm gonna say hard cap. Kratos does not beat Baldur by himself. Are you talking about the Thor sons fight? Yes, I'm talking about what if Kratos fought Thor's son on his or Thor's sons on his own without Atreus. Could he have actually beaten them? Because they're the only ones I'm iffy on. Because he would, well, so while Kratos does beat Thor by himself, actually that's a good question. Who asked the question? Poster. What version of Kratos are we using? Ragnarok Kratos or 2018 Kratos?
I have to leave this dungeon and then come back. I have failed. Also, if you guys have any questions for me specifically, and you happen to be in the Discord, or even if you don't, put them in the chat,
Ragnarok?
and I will put them in the
Hosai.
questions for the boys chat. That will.
Hosai. Oh, really? I wanted to send the blog Cyber made about Dante on January 15th, 2023. It's going to be in the G1 blog. Wait, he has the blog done and he didn't send it over to Mangler or me?
Is
Oh,
it for VSB or do
no,
you want
it's
like
the
a?
G1. It's the G1 blog. Also, actually, Hasai, I have direct statements from the God of War art book that Freya is equal to Kratos. So, yeah. So, fuck this whole stronger than Baldur shit. She's on par with Kratos. He has Dante's blog finished. I don't like that. I don't like that,
Uh,
actually. The reason I
I
don't like
mean,
that is because he didn't tell us about it. And we've been giving him not only scans, but research. So I'm not too fond of what's going to be said in that blog post.
and I don't know about that, but I didn't give him anything related to hacks or physiology.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Only AP and
Oh.
cosmology.
Not Bayonetta's? Wait, why is Bayonetta's not done? She's the easier one to work with. Oh, well, to be fair, I think maybe he was asked to Dante. He gave Dante PLC weapons. Yes, but you told me yesterday, or I guess you misinterpreted, that he thinks Bayonetta's healing factor is better than Dante's. So, what else did
That
it
can't.
say? What else did it say on that? You know what? You know
Hold
what? Hang
up.
on. Let me
That
check
can't.
it.
That can't be
Let me
correct.
check and see what my
That's
Discord is actually called. Okay, actually,
that's. Wait,
look
how
up
recent was that
Zimatorn.
conversation? How
Look
recent
up
was it?
Zima. Oh, well, you want to go
Sorry.
first?
No, no, you can go first. It's fine.
Okay, Minato, look up Zimatorn and look for a picture with a guy sitting next to a girl with white hair, and that's me.
That seems not too specific
He said
considering you have a
Dante's
lot of
weakness is
thumbnails
his
like that.
heart or something. G1 in Death Battle finds High Godly regen Dante iffy. Yeah, but what makes Bayonetta's regen better?
There's nothing. There's nothing iffy about it.
I like Cyber as a person. He's actually a chill guy. We just disagree on DMC. I just wish he'd come out and say it to my face when he disagrees. I don't like finding out on secondhand material when someone's like basically like lying to my face.
Wait. I had conversations with him less than 2 weeks ago, and I don't think we talked about regeneration. But from my understanding, he never demonstrated any belief in the idea of like.
He doesn't do that in gameplay. If he's unironically arguing gameplay as a valid source to work with, how does Bayonetta get a better healing factor? She can die in gameplay to shit that doesn't even have like existence erasure.
Also, well,
Not
this is more
Cyber.
so the bigger. If if it's not,
Okay.
I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna
say that
say,
would make a little bit more sense based on the conversation I've been having with him. That seems very different from what he was asked or what he was telling me. He did not seem on
G1 and
board with
Dead
the
Battle
idea.
claims that, but he doesn't do that in gameplay. Wait. So is this gonna be? Is this just gonna be fucking a feats versus statements shenanigans again, where they're just gonna take feats and ignore all statements and lore?
If we're gonna go with like feats versus statements, oh boy.
I mean, granted, I've already accepted the fact that when Death Battle does Bayonetta versus Dante again, unless PLC comes out with a definitive multiversal statement and shit, Bayonetta's going to win. I've already accepted the fact that they're going to see.
Where's the? Let me go over there. Oh, gotta get that.
I asked him
Yes.
whose regen was superior. He didn't give me a direct answer, but from his blog, it doesn't look like he thinks it's better than Bayo's.
That can't be true. He's had conversations with me where he's openly acknowledged that like we don't get enough details on Bayonetta's healing factor or how it happens.
Maybe
Like
Bayonetta's healing factor is more accepted, even though it has literally less feats.
I think it's probably more so the case that people on G1 want it to be better.
G1 Death Battle is claiming gameplay overstatements, but gameplay can't be used for like most scaling chains.
Wait, there we go. There we go.
We're
I
back
got
to
it.
the Yamato can't cut everything era.
Ah, yes, the good times.
This is sad.
Judicator's Tomb.
I
Am
mean,
I still in the Judicator's Tomb?
granted, I've already accepted. Again, I've already resigned myself to the fate that when these fuckers make this post or when these fuckers make this matchup, they're just gonna say Bayonetta wins. I've already like accepted that's gonna be the outcome.
Listen. That's fine. It can be in denial. We're still gonna respond to it.
Well, no. I mean, like, if that's their argument, this is gonna be a super easy response. Some Bayo scalers gave him feats of her godly regen. Her only feat of godly regen is just coming back during the singularity fight, and that's not even Bayonetta. It's the other Bayonettas.
That's also not entirely accurate because if you see how she breaks Singularity's body, the argument would literally be that she still has her actual innate energy and soul. So all of her existence isn't even gone. It's just been trapped. Like, even though it's been erased from existence, her existence was clearly
They
reconstituted inside Singularity's
they
body.
won't get away with backlash. The only reason they got away with backlash last time was because they made some of the stupidest fucking arguments you could ever conceive for why Uni DMC doesn't work.
I would argue it's a little bit silly to say they got away with backlash even then.
No, they didn't get away with
But
backlash. What I'm saying is that Red Dusk is saying there's going to be another massive wave of backlash, but that backlash only existed because they made some of the stupidest arguments imaginable. Disagreeing with POC is going to be supported by most of the community.
oh yeah, until we get direct statements.
Well, no, I mean, we technically have a direct statement, but they just don't want to accept it because it comes from POC. They're gonna, well, if POC's used, they're gonna have this fucking whole fucking shenanigans. Also, ludonarrative dissonance. Dude, you do not want to accept gameplay for fucking scaling. Cyber David's debunk was bad. He told me he buys low multi DMC, but the rest of G1 probably doesn't. Of course they don't, because they don't fucking like it. Again,
Low
like,
multi is
again,
not even the bare minimum anymore.
as fucked as it is, DMC has always had this position, and it's always had this position where people just don't like it being a strong verse.
Always the weirdest thing too, because DMC has better hacks, physiology, and generally everything over most other verses that people would rep in substitution. So like, why of all the verses would you have a problem with it scaling higher than yours when it can whip your ass in every versus discussion? That seems a little weird.
You never
Like,
want to do gameplay arguments for a video game, because if you start doing gameplay arguments, you start getting to really fucked moments. Like, for example, Kratos gets speed blitzed by the normal citizens of Athens because they're way faster than him.
why do you say that? That's so silly.
Dude,
That's so dumb.
Gameplay only arguments are fucking stupid. They're some of the worst scaling you can. They're some of the worst scaling takes you can have in a video game.
Wait. Am I in the right room?
Am
I in the right room?
Yo no vine aquí, pero
Yes.
fui al baño.
I got it. All right, boys. We got it.
Is that the last Book of the Dead?
I think this might be one of the last ones in the Kingdom of the Dead. Oh wow, no, this entire 17-minute video includes
Cyber
everything
also said
from
majority of G1 buys multi plus Bayo. That's fine, and potentially infinite speed. They're immeasurable should not be an argument. Immeasurable should not be an argument.
Cyber doesn't buy immeasurable from the conversation I had with him. He does not buy that at all.
I like Cyber as a guy, but I will not trust him to be honest and upfront about this matchup. I'm just gonna be real here. I like him. I think he's a chill dude. I would not trust him to be upfront and honest with us on this one.
I'm gonna wait and reserve my thoughts until I see the blog. Then I will make my decision.
I don't think he buys immeasurable. I want to believe Cyber standards or he wouldn't buy immeasurable because Cyber does have pretty strict standards. But Infinite. You can make the argument for Infinite based off Irenic, actually.
Well, it's a better argument is actually which time.
Actually, is the immeasurable speed feats in the DMC blog Minato or no? Because technically Pluto's like blatantly stated to be immeasurable. Actually, they'll probably argue it's not shown in gameplay.
What about Argosax?
They won't accept.
He knows about that one.
They won't accept Argosax either because this is the problem. Is we have statements. We have statements for context. Cyber, give me the whole name. His name's just Cyber. But like that's what he goes by. He just goes by Cyber. It's not an abbreviation or anything. That's just what he goes by on the internet.
Let me go.
Pluto,
Okay, I just gotta go forward.
Both have immeasurable speed statements. I guarantee you they'll be denied flat out because either there's not enough context, is what they'll claim, even though it's like blatant fucking immeasurable. Or I'm not sure if Virgil stuff is on the blog, but Argo is. If Virgil has statements, why aren't they on the blog? Someone send that over to Cyber.
Virgil has like bare minimum a blatant infinite speed statement in Judgment Cut in.
I think this matchup...
And then if you include context and lore, you can technically include Void Mundus and the Hell Vanguard.
I'm gonna say this right now. I think what's gonna come down to it is this. Judgment Cut End is immeasurable according to Hisai. I'm gonna say it like
no. I'm aware, but I'm saying the bare minimum interpretation you'd have to look at it is at least infinite. Like you can't look at that statement and be like, oh, that's probably just really fast finite speed.
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna give a hot take right now for the prediction on the blog. The blog's gonna go like this: Bayonetta has better AP and better feats for regen, but Dante's faster and has more versatile abilities.
That I don't know about the AP one because he I don't think he again, I guarantee you Cyber will scale, or if not Cyber, G1 blog and DB will scale Bayonetta's AP higher because she has a blatant multiversal. No. I'm aware that they would. But I don't think Cyber would take that position. He seemed to agree with pretty much everything I sent him. Now, if he doesn't, that's going to be kind of sketchy as fuck. But
Cyber's a good guy. I like him.
And I'm reserve my judgment.
But I don't think you should trust his responses at complete face value. The fact that he's finished the blog and he hasn't sent it to two guys who have distinctively helped him out consistently and provided scans does not fill me with confidence. But Cyber said Bayonetta's profile is going to be 3 times longer than Dante's? What? Is he going to say that Bayonetta has more abilities than Dante now, too?
Well, Dante's 3 times longer. Wouldn't he have more stuff?
No, he's saying Bayonetta's is going to be 3 times longer.
What?
Maybe Bayonetta has more scaling chains for evidence, perhaps?
No. Dude, I've played Bayonetta through like 6 times. And I'm talking 6 files, not in like 6 playthroughs. I know for a fact that's not true. Wait, where's the Oh, I have to go all the way over there. Oh no. Oh wait, no, I can just lift this up. Okay, never mind. We're ignoring this elevator nonsense. We've been here before, guys. We can just push in a switch. We're good.
He said she's versatile as fuck. He said she has more equipment. That's fair, actually. She does.
She is versatile as fuck when it comes to dodging. Offense is okay. Her defense is great. So is her evasion.
It might be 3 times longer
but so is Dante.
Because she has a way bigger arsenal. Maybe, but I feel like I'm being generous there.
I feel like that's more of a quantity rather than a quality argument. Well, I'm on floor 3. I didn't want to go to floor 3.
All we know, according to this man, is that Cyber specifically stated Pandora's box existing would not change the fact that we don't know what the fuck it does. Is that all he's claiming is that Cyber said it's going to be 3 times bigger. He didn't say it'd be 3 times more impressive or anything. Just that's going to be 3 times factually bigger.
Well, if you include Bayonetta 3's arsenal, she does have a much bigger arsenal quantitatively because you have a full list of abilities for each of the demons, like a full actual move set. You have a list of moves for that individual weapon that you get their powers with, and then you get like more stuff, and then like the demon slave. So yeah, it's you definitely have more abilities. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's true because if he's using the Book of Demons, yeah, I don't know about that. The Book of Demons
He
has a
he
lot of things
prob
in it.
he probably he probably summarized or grouped together a lot of abilities. That's the only way. Actually, um, Minato, he say he's compositing Bayonetta and her resistances. I'm only gonna say that's fair game because she merges at the end with the other two.
If he
But to
specifies as a fusion, I'll be okay. If not, then fuck that.
wait, so does he have all of Demon Physiology's powers and all of Dante's powers and abilities? Wait. So he listed all of Dante's powers and abilities, and he. Well, okay. Hang on a minute. If we were to actually list all of Dante's powers and abilities, would they really be all that long? I know the Demon Physiology page on VSB is bigger than what you think, but that's partially because of the fact that it's covering all demons on most levels.
Wait a minute. Was I missing the dungeon map in this whole map the entire time?
Trash.
What kind of nonsense?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna wait till it drops because I don't. If he didn't send it to us, that means he doesn't want us to respond to it or talk about it. So I'm gonna wait until he releases it. But I'm just gonna hope that he at least is is at least like honest and upfront about it. Because if there's a lot of things missing from that blog, I'm just gonna be like, I really hope he doesn't come around to responding again about that because, like, my God, he said he cheated and gave Dante POC just because Bayonetta has much more.
That wouldn't matter.
Just because Bayonetta has much more. So you're telling me Cyber thinks that Bayonetta and Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3 alone has vastly more content and shit to work with than Dante does in his 5 games?
6 if we include POC.
No, we're not including POC because he says POC is cheating. Including powers? I mean, he must have summarized those powers and abilities incredibly effectively.
Yeah, no, like even faster than I would. And I've only had to summarize them 50 to 60 times at
More
least.
equipment, I meant? Okay. If he's just talking equipment, that's fine.
Talking abilities?
And Dante capable of becoming or using almost all DMC demon power because he's on a higher tier of the verse. Oh, dude, like, you can just straight up say Dante fucking... Especially if you think he still has the Book of Demons, you can just be like, okay, well, Dante beat Argosax. Argosax has statements of having the power of all demons in the game. Even if the guidebook only says 6 demons, that would still be, like, overruled by the in-game description.
That's also objectively wrong by the lore because he has Griffin and Phantom who are dead at the time and not even in the game. Not like actually existing in the game, so that statement encompasses more than those demons. Where's
Yes.
the
So regardless, you can just argue he's composite DMC just based off Fire and Argosax if you give him the Book of Demons as like a loadout. Yeah, I read the blog.
well,
He gave Dante shit load, and he still thinks Bale's profile is gonna be 3 times longer. How long is Dante's profile, like page wise? Just out of curiosity.
where is the oh god. This fucking Oh wait. I know. I'll just take this floor and then I'll go down. Okay. All right, guys. If you've been wondering what I've been trying to do, I'm trying to get to floor 2, but I keep dropping down from the floor, and it sends me to floor. Oh no! All right, I'm
I
gonna
guess
have
I'll
to.
just have to. I guess we'll, yeah. I'll just wait for the blog. When the blog drops, if it's bad, we will respond to it in kind.
No, we should respond to it regardless and just give our input.
No, I'm saying in kind. Like, if it's bad and it feels like a bad faith interpretation, I'm just gonna assume like worst possible scenario because that's what he did.
Well, I'm hoping that he did not make a bad faith interpretation. Oh,
No, I'll just be upfront. Something doesn't sit right with me about the fact that he's already got a work in progress done, but he didn't send it to two of the main people who helped him get most of the obscure shit and most of the evidence. That doesn't strike you the least bit like there's something going on here?
where
The fairy
is?
power will be explored in the new game for sure. Imagine Bayo devs exploring fairy power more than human realm. Bryn, that will people like. The fairy power, I think, is stated to be explored more in the other one. I find it strange to contest High God DMC as no showings in gameplay when by lore Virgil pulled it after DMC 1. Yeah, but we didn't see him do it like in a cutscene because that's what we need apparently. No, this is where it gets kind of fucked because Bayonetta, you can technically argue that we see her regenerate herself from Singularity. No, you see Singularity dumping all the trash out of his system. There's a difference.
We also see him like fucking BFR them the fuck away,
The only
and we.
argument you can... Well, actually, wait, hang on. If there are no showings in gameplay, then the same should apply to Bayo, because we get a cutscene where you can argue against it, but we don't know how Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 Bayo came back. I don't mind High Godly Regen Bayo, by the way.
Also, we
it needs more
literally
context.
have that's debunked in the game. We literally have feats that Egyptian Bayo dies to the Phantasmarie void. Like she literally dies to it and doesn't regenerate immediately afterwards or anything. So even if she had mid godly regen, it's not like combat applicable.
No. He's claiming that she has High Godly Regen. I don't know. This is weird because Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2
What?
Bayo should technically have at least like mid to high godly regen because they were killed.
Mid. There's no high godly, no concept of their existence as being destroyed. Or any timeline or anything like that. It's just their mind, body, and soul. That's just mid godly.
And John's laser stab to death, a rival to Cereza. Actually, John came back too. So, ooh, yeah, I disagree with that region. He gave Dante resistance to conceptual manipulation, below absolute zero, information manipulation, data and stealing manipulation, disease manipulation, fate manipulation, BFR, petrification, etc. Does he say etc.? Or does he like actually keep going? Because there's a lot of resistances that Dante would have.
Oh, here we go. Now we're in the room. Now we're rolling.
No, Jean came back after Singularity got damaged, and he dumped out all the bad like information. Isn't it literally stated that Singularity Definitive, the last version, is just after he's dumped all the bad memory?
Yes, he's become one. He's literally purified himself with the impurities of the multiverse after he's removed all the Bayos.
Resident Master list every single ability. Damn right. I give VSB a lot of shit, but I will always defend their powers and ability section. It's the most accurate thing on that website.
Until it isn't.
There are very rare occasions where it's either not accurate.
Yeah, I know there are very rare occasions.
Honestly, I'd probably say the most misaccurate portion is probably the worst one I've seen. Might have been Kratos, but that's more because they just give generous interpretations, not like a flat out wrong, I would say.
Where is the fourth floor? The fourth floor. Where did you go?
I mean, there's say much looking. I mean, if I can, I'll play Bayonetta 3 on stream. Those are the arguments from the Bayo Discillers on Discord.
What about the Veil Scalers?
Dude, the problem is that they're listen, if you're gonna say Dante's High Godly Regen isn't fair game, then Bayonetta should also be considered in the same line of not fair game.
By the way, if that's in reference to POC, you don't need POC to get High Godly.
Does Bayonetta even like beat Dante's corruption at all?
Or any of his layered hacks? Or any of the hacks that she doesn't resist?
I can't remember a time where Bayonetta resists corruption. Does she get like resistance to corruption or not?
No, she also doesn't resist existence erasure. She explicitly dies to it, and the game directly confirms the clouds of erasure will just kill you.
He said Dante has fear aura and empowerment. Whoa, fear empowerment? You mean pain empowerment, right? Bayonetta can
Well,
survive
he
in
also
Inferno.
he
Uh,
also
is
Inferno doesn't have corrupted properties. Inferno has madness-inducing properties and things related to fear.
I was gonna say. I mean,
Now there are statements that like the Lobolos, which is like a specific dog or thing that's left in Inferno long enough at some point will eventually get turned into a demon. But like you have to prove that time frame is like combat applicable.
yes, the Bale scaler says she resists corruption and existence erasure. Well, she doesn't resist
She
existence
does not.
erasure. That's
She
actually
does not resist existence erasure. That's explicitly false in the context of the game.
yeah.
They literally point out in tutorial sections when you're fighting Singularity in the Egyptian Bayo universe that if you fall into the clouds of erasure, you're done. They point that out in every single scene. They have direct tutorial sections that state verbatim, you're gone. Like, you can't even argue that's a gameplay thing.
If the tutorial section directly states this happens, yeah, Bale does not resist existence erasure.
It's also stated directly that Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 were wiped from existence by Singularity
So this is
in their descriptions.
the problem is that when they come back, would that even be considered combat applicable? Because
It's not.
they don't come back till the very end of the game anyway. So even if they could heal back, that healing factor is not combat applicable. Nice argument, Mangler, but no showings.
What do you mean no showings?
I can get Bayonetta 3 and play it on PC from what I understand, but that's a little
Dude,
weird.
I would love to play and show you. Well, first of all, I'd love to show you the gameplay of Bayonetta 3 because it's probably my favorite in the
Also,
series.
regarding her resisting corruption, is it just Inferno or is there anything else? Because I can look into what
It's
Inferno's
just
corruption
Inferno.
is.
It's just Inferno, and it's just related to Lobolus's description.
We're too busy finishing out God of War right now. We'll turn our attention to Bayonetta after we're done with God of War.
Too busy trying to figure out how the fuck we get out of this room. That's what we're doing. We're failing. Where is the thing?
I don't know.
I should be able to grab these posts.
I mean, again, I've already resigned myself to the fact that when this matchup gets redone, Dante's going to lose. Bayonetta just has too much blatant AP showings that anyone's gonna just put it over Dante. I have no confidence whatsoever that G1 and Deadbound in particular, I have no confidence whatsoever they would actually fucking say that Dante would be either stronger or as strong. The fact that you're telling me they don't like 9D is also kind of a problem too. Again, we don't like 9D, but we'll still use it because it's there. Like, that's what I think I said this yesterday in the Cyberpunk video. That's the problem, is that when they don't like something, they will not use it because they just don't like it. But the problem is that if they don't have any statements against it, man, you are bad at this. Cyber gave him reactive evolution, supernatural willpower, control over names, aspects, healing negation, Fae, Pluto, Abyssal Spear, Devil cards in the Book of Demons. Wait. If they gave
That's a wrap then.
So
That's a wrap.
Cyber doesn't scale. He doesn't scale Dante to High Godly in his blog then, does he? Because if he says that Dante has High Godly regen negation, that means he'd also have to say he has layered resistance to High Godly regen negation, on top of being able to kill people who have High Godly regen negation resistance.
It also doesn't matter if you don't give Dante mid-godly. Like, Dante could have mid-level healing factor and he'd still kill Bayo. Because if you give him mid-godly regen negation or even low-godly, he kills Bayo. Because he can prevent her from ever coming back. Not that her regen is even combat applicable. Not that we even know it to be regen.
Wait, if they give Dante control over names, what's their argument against Dante just taking away her name?
I'm assuming they probably just say it's like, she's not a demon. But that's not really how names work, per se. More like the fundamental basis of your existence.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm on floor 1.
It's not just control over names. Yeah, it's control over the very aspect of a person's being. I thought Dante can only take away demon names. That's what he's been shown to do. I'm gonna be honest here. Like, your only argument for Bayonetta winning is arguing she can resist the healing factor negation on the level Dante's opponents can, but there's no evidence for that. She doesn't resist existence erasure because we see she gets erased in the game according to Mangler. And
That's
even
not
if
even
she did, it would
it's not
be
even accurate to say that would be the win con. She doesn't have any resistance to well, she doesn't have resistance to several of the passes of the demon world. Yeah, some of them, but many of them she doesn't. And Dante's demonic energy is stronger than the demon world at this point.
again. I'll wait for the blog to drop, but I just do find it a little strange that there is a working blog done and it wasn't sent to the people who gave him quite a bit of help.
Wait. What if I
No.
this crazy idea? What if I just put up my quest
That means
line?
Viola can't take Bayonetta's name. No, I mean she just did.
Well, so names are just the fundamental concept of a demon's existence and their powers. So if you're able to take the name of something more fundamentally powerful than like a human, why wouldn't you be able to do the same thing to a human's existence? It's not like it's never stated that the name thing is specifically designed for demons, but even if it was, the issue is the fact that he can take something more fundamental than anything within a human's existence. Like, why would I assume that Umbran witches and demons and angels in DMC, or demons and angels in Bayonetta, would have an existence that is more fundamental than a demon's? Because if so, then that's weaker than anything he's ever interacted with.
I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But Bayonetta isn't just a
Plus,
normal human. That is
well,
true.
he can interact with souls that contain the names that are also still concepts, so that doesn't even matter. Also, like every single demon in existence, he could use demonic power, which works regardless of whether you have a name or not. It's a power that functions without a basis of power. So just on the basis of that, why why are we even assuming that you have to be a demon for him to take away the concept of your existence or to mess with the concept of your existence? He can attack you on the conceptual level anyway.
And Bayo 3 and
Doesn't have
Bayo
to
3
mess with your
relies more on
name.
demons now. Dante will have free power up. Look, I'm just gonna say this up front. It's gonna listen, depending on how the situation goes, if they do this matchup, you either give Bayonetta the most charitable interpretations of her abilities, period, and give Dante the worst interpretations of his, or you argue for a massive AP stomp.
And hack stomp, and physiologically stomp, and speed stomp. Just everything.
No, they'd argue that Bayonetta, just like with sheer raw AP, just fucking blows Dante up and leaves him.
Are you arguing that's what they're going to say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna argue he doesn't have high godly region anyways.
Wait, so what do they think his regeneration is? Low or mid godly?
Hey, Minato, what do they think Dante's regeneration is? Mid?
Because I'm gonna be honest, having mid godly regeneration would basically make it impossible for the Bayonetta-verse to kill you.
Is there
Mid godly invalidates any matchup in that verse. They do not have the ability to kill you if you have mid godly regen.
is there even a death battle? Is there ever a death battle that has represented 100% accurately? I think Vegeta versus Gogeta was represented 100% accurately. Actually, I think a lot of their Dragon Ball matchups to some extent are Highball or God of War versus Bayo debate. I was thinking actually as a joke, instead of doing Dante versus Bayo or Kratos versus Dante again, although we will be doing a second Dante versus Kratos follow up video. I thought, what if instead I do
Analysis.
a Bayo versus Kratos video? That way they can't call me biased.
Well, like a highball interpretation, or I mean, you could just analyze it empirically. Like honestly, you're not.
You can't call me biased if I represent both characters against people's will. Hey, Mangler Cage now has low 1C on Versus Wiki. That was fast.
Officially?
Apparently.
That's garbage. That needs to get thrown out immediately.
Yeah,
I saw the arguments for that hyperspace thing. I know for a fucking fact hyperspace is never quantified in the official game, any of the games or the guidebooks. That's like, so that's taking an axiomatic position to a term that doesn't have any scientific backing, and you're just assuming it to be the case. Like that's, ooh, that's pretty garbage. They need to retract that immediately. That is incredibly fallacious. It's aside from the fact that they never proved all the worlds were universes. They just asserted Stitch's world was a universe. Therefore, all of them should be. Fucking garbage.
Mangler, I don't think that's working.
I'm trying to make it work, but it's not working. Wait, all right. Let me try this. I just want to get through to the door on the other side. Okay, there we go. Wait. What if I went to this
I
side?
bet Versus Wiki hasn't make you more accurate the recent years was thanks to Mangler making things better. Lol.
I
No.
wish that were true, but that's not at all. I have not made things better for VSB. I've maybe convinced a couple people in VSB, sure, but I have not changed the,
Don't do it. He's a monster.
I have not changed the structure of VSB or how VSB makes decisions. Like I don't have power within their moderating thing. Like I have the influence to alter decisions, but like I usually alter that mainly through the arguments and the content that I make. I'm not out here saying like, listen, I'm gonna change the bedrock of VSB scaling. No. I do want them to be better because I do think the vast majority of people look to VSB as a form of reliable information. So I want VSB to be as reliable as possible. But like I don't, you know. Oh wait, that's right. You have to put this right here. I don't literally, single-handedly determine everything on VSB. This is not like that robot chicken science skit where like someone just gave me an unknown amount of power and I'm just walking around like, like I just have the power in theory, you know. No, that's not how things are happening here. Oh wait, we finally did it, guys. We finally did it. All right. I gotta go over here. Then wait. Did I go and get it? Okay, there's a box. There's a box.
So basically, it's like in DC where God has the light and the avatars of light, and its evil version, whereas the great evil beast and its avatars of Mangler is the light god. What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck that any of that is. Wait, did I destroy the box? Did I destroy the box? I did destroy the box. Okay, this is the one of the ones I already got. So I had already received, I believe, 6 of these Book of the Dead pages. Okay, now we're on the Lost Light. Okay, we're done with the Kingdom of the Dead, guys. We have finished that. Where is Volgrim? Is that crazy man?
All right.
That wacky dude.
Well, I'm gonna go use the. I'm gonna go have breakfast, along with brushing my teeth. So I'll be back in like I don't know, 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll try and find a way to read the chat. Who we got? Left. Okay, yes, Volgrim is over here, I believe. Due to this setup that I have in currently for streaming at the moment today, it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to stream the chat for any of you who are in the Discord. Might be a good idea to throw your questions in the questions for boys chat, which is right above the general VC, because that'll let me know that you're answering questions, because I am looking at the Discord screen, but I don't have something open to the YouTube stream chat, because I'm using YouTube on my phone to look up like stuff for darksiders. That's actually how I'm figuring out all these locations. All right. Now, where is the Book of the Dead? Book of the Dead. Where is... Oh, not the Book of the Dead. Where is the... Frickin'... Well, I guess we're gonna have to look around for the, Oh, I think it's over there. Oh, voice chat stream text. Oh, hello. Hello, Fetty. A bit more so the... Well, I guess the voice chat stream text is more appropriate, yeah. Fetty, you might need to help me a little bit. I legitimately cannot see the stream. And unfortunately, my computer is so weak, so pathetic, so defective, that it cannot open a tab for YouTube and run the stream at the same time. Well, I guess it can on a good day, but I guess today is probably a bad day. I'm not entirely sure. I've already had like a voice caller in the day, and I don't know if it can handle it. It's very, very indecisive. Let's go over there. Up we go. Now, I'm just assuming this is the correct location to the Book of the Dead room, because the Book of the Dead room basically has, well, they're called Death's Tombs. And they each have, like, I guess 4 different colors on the sides of them. And we give up, after giving up a full Book of the Dead chapter to Volgrim, basically what happens is that Volgrim gives us a key. And we use that to open these Book of the Dead places. Is this even a location that I can... Where am I going? You know, I'm tired of... There we go. Alright, I've killed all of them. Perfect. Okay, maybe I could stop. I'll stop for just a second, and then I'll read the chat. I would claim you. I don't know about that. Where is the Death's Tomb? Am I gonna have to look up a separate thing for this? Wow, there's a lot of questions. Holy crap. Did I miss all of this? G1 gives self-actualization? That's a great question. Dante breaks Bayo, changing her name to someone else. We call that identity theft. Does Bayo get passively stronger when fighting Dante? Bayonetta has no accelerated development or reactive evolution, unfortunately. That'd be really nice, but unfortunately we do not have any statements for that. We also have direct statements from Kamiya in the Bayonetta 1 guidebook that confirms Bayonetta during the events of Bayonetta 1 is at her peak. So when she achieves her memories and stuff, she does not get any stronger. She reaches the peak of her powers. She's in her prime. So Bayonetta 2 Bayo is not stronger than Bayonetta 1 Bayo. She's the same Bayo, she just has more experience. Only Laveau's Time Devourer still had high 2A, low 1C on the versus Battle Wiki would annihilate Sora. Skill issue, of course. Mangler was wrong, by the way. Above all others is not the true form of the one above all. It's the Avatar who couldn't stop Thanos with the regulators. You never see the true form of the one above all. That's kind of my point when I have these discussions, is that every story that exists within Marvel continuity is just a story that's presented in the House of Ideas by the one above all. The only time we could ever assert the one above all is relating to a story that he directly can't control, is in the Beyonders. It's in Defenders Beyond, where they go to meet the one above all past the white hot room, and he alludes to something regarding the crown. But we don't know if that's also not a story presented within the House of Ideas, because they're currently engaging with the House of Ideas while they're having that discussion. People are still making response videos to Twin Twin Review. Oh my goodness. Someone said to me, expecting space and time is multiversal. That depends on the context. Identify what, Dante? Didn't Bayonetta steal DMC's identity first? I kind of like to think that Bayonetta went their own way with it, because to be fair, Bayonetta's developers, specifically Platinum Games, is actually just made up of a studio called they're the former remnants of a studio known as Clover Studio that came directly from Capcom, from the development team of Devil May Cry 3. So what you saw in Bayonetta is just the product of like old Bayonetta 3 developers and some Bayonetta 4 Bayonetta 3 developers. DMC3 and DMC4 developers that have moved out of Capcom, along with some other people that they hired under the same design decision and vision. That's literally what made up their company for the first 5 or 6 years. Probably still makes a lot of their senior engineers. Yeah. So where would you scale above all others? I don't make a distinguishing difference between I don't make a distinction between above all others and a one above all. I just scale them flat to 1A, because I just simply argue that the one above all and the above all others exists beyond anything in Marvel continuity, because that's the entire point of his character. He's just the creator of Marvel Comics. Mangler, the crown is Keither. I don't know what Keither is. Or is that pronounced Kether? Did I hear DMC4, the best game ever made? No, I said a different name. It was a different name. The one above all is often located at Keither. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's kind of sus. You scale DMC3 Dante and Virgil and Dante to around Solar. I kind of can't now due to how souls function and how the demon world functions. Is Kabla stuff that Marvel's do? Your second pronunciation was right. Keither or Kether? Wait. No, I said Keither first. Is it Kether? It sounds like Kether. There's no I in there. Well, actually, Keither would just be 2 E's. Man, fuck English. Wait, let me look up the death tombs. We were doing pretty good so far. All right, guys, I'm going to see if I can do this on my computer. I'm going to see if I can manage YouTube from the stream. We're going to try this. All right. Nothing too crazy. Wait, so how high are they now? Poster, they just scaled to what's mentioned in VSB. Find that on the comic issue you just mentioned. Oh, lovely. Defenders Beyond. Funny how some people believe Yahweh is the true God of Marvel just because he existed before the multiverse and created Art 616 from the one above it. One above all exists beyond time and space. Technically, a lot of people exist beyond time and space in Marvel. A lot of people. Give me the death tombs. I just want to know where I need to go. Wait, no, this is a yeah, there we go. That's an actual space. This is Forge Lands. Oh, it's the lair of the disposed king. I gotta go find Argyle. Let's go, boys. What do you mean fast travel's unacceptable? Oh, it's the fucking horse again. Oh, this is the enemies. Okay, so apparently you cannot fast travel when there are enemies nearby or when you're on the horse. Actually, I'll have to test the horse one, but for sure you cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby in Darksiders 2. It is not physically possible, apparently. You heard it here, guys. Death is the one with the skill issue, not me. Facts. Let me try it. Oh no, never mind. You can fast travel. So you can fast travel with the horse. You can fast travel on your feet, but you cannot fast travel if an enemy exists nearby. And one above all said Keither equal Keither and Een son of F would be greater than that. Did they continue Defenders Beyond, or did they just add a new like comics line? Because I was under the impression that Defenders Beyond ended after they went past the White Hot Room. They had that one guy, I don't remember his name. They got pulled into the House of Ideas, and then they found the One Above All. And then he gives an explanation, and then they're sent out of it, and then I was under the impression the comic line ended after that point. Defenders Beyond was actually a really cool story. I really liked reading that one. We did see that the pre-retcon Beyonder basically just left, and he went further on because he was unsatisfied. It's like, no. Alright, guys. We have to find the tomb. I don't know if I need more loot. For anyone who has to message me on Discord, you will definitely have to at me. Because of all the screens I'm looking at right now. DL streaming gonna go to work now? Oh, thank you. Good luck with work. That is what it is called, just the tomb? It's called Death's Tomb. So it's referred to as death tombs. Each of them are referred to as together they are referred to as the death tombs or death tombs. So I'm assuming they would belong to death, but we're not really given any lore on them. After you unlock a page, you have to each go find them. I believe it is in here. No, that is not it. That is... Never mind. I was wrong. It was the other way. We're already halfway done with the Book of the Dead. Lost Light will be a lot easier to navigate. Only one I have to go to Earth, and that's gonna be... Okay, where the hell is this? Bottom floor 4. Ah. Where's the stairway? Yes, it's this way. All right. Stairway to heaven. Oh wait, no, we go down. And we can just roll out. Oh wait, I can go further down. Down we go. Here we are. This is a death tomb. This is what you want to be looking for when you're doing this quest line. Now give me stuff. Skill point? Yes. Hmm. None of these weapons are worth my time. Yeah, no, all of them are kind of bad. All this money that I can't use. Wow. Originally, Yahweh is said to be working under the Living Tribunal. He said he was a collective existence to create the multiverse. He didn't create it all by himself. And do you think that the Wonderful Ball created the Ultiverse, and not just the Omniverse? Or not, when he created the Omniverse, not just the Multiverse? It's directly stated in the early comic guides that the one above all is the overseer of the overseer of the Omniverse. He created the Omniverse, not just the multiverse. So yeah, he did create everything within Marvel continuity, which you can already argue through the House of Ideas, because he's literally shown up to the Fantastic Four as Jack Kirby, who was just one of the writers for Marvel Comics.
Impossible. I cannot.
It's impossible to pick up this item. One thing I find hilarious is that there are a lot of wankers on Reddit who still think Marvel and DC are the strongest versus, even though Imoku, IO, Twin Peaks, Cthulhu, Mythos exist. That's just because they're more mainstream, to be honest. They're just better known. I don't skill Cthulhu, but I've heard some silly things about that verse. Excuse me. All right. Where's this? Oh wait, I know where the death tombs in Lost Light is. I don't have to worry about that one. I'm gonna turn this to 75% faster. Oh yeah. Don't tell me this guy is gonna be like, all right, this one's in Lost Light, then this one's in Earth, then this one's in Lost Light, then this one's in Earth. No. Put them in order. Always at best low 1A to 1A. If you want to stretch it, you can say True Form Oblivion and Daniel Cushing might be high 1A, but just because he's really level 1A, because he's only 1A. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't looked into the differences between 1A and high 1A. I think the differences for like low 1A, but it's not really scaling 1A versus or places where I would need like 1A stuff. I kind of prefer versus to stay within like a numerical dimensionality. That's more so my cup of tea. I can understand why some of them want to be under sort of a religious depiction, which assumes something so absurdly
and far out there that it can't be scientifically quantified. To be fair, many of the higher dimensional theories can't be currently scientifically quantified, but like they at least have some direct numerical designation to them, so we can at least make an assertion about where a thing would exist. Mangler, thoughts on Death from Puss in Boots? I have not seen Puss in Boots. I've not seen any of like the Puss in Boots spin-off movies. It's been a very long time since I've seen any of the Shrek movies. Oh, I believe there's a Book of the Dead page over here. Yes. Ah. Already halfway done with the 3rd chapter. Let's go. Alright, we gotta go to Earth now. So I figured out how I'm gonna get around the map faster. I don't move the cursor faster, I just scan it out quickly so the cursor is bigger across the map. What is the weakest verse that you use Zim and Kyle scale? All of us together? Let's see. Well, I'm trying to think of all of us. I don't know if Zim technically scales darksiders. I'm going through like all of them in order. So like the hack and slash verses, what RPG verses we scale, and what like maybe superhero ones we or action adventure ones, I guess. Maybe some anime. I'm trying to think of like. There are verses that I would scale that would probably be weaker. Are we talking just AP-wise? Like what the characters scale to in terms of physicality or their cosmology? Oh, there we go. It's up there. Yes. Oh, apparently this is no place for a horse. Crap. That's unfortunate. It's almost like Death has told me that everywhere I walk in this game. Bro, you know that's bullshit. When the horsemen in every single part of the expended media are using the horses to travel literally everywhere all over the cosmology, but in the games they're like, nope, can't do it. Fortunately, due to Lost Light, Earth, and stuff being separated like this, I probably will only have to get maybe 3 Book of the Dead pages on Earth. I don't mind Earth is leveled, but I much prefer how its level design is used in the DLC. It is nice to come back here and see the Hellguard though, but yeah, I definitely preferably show up in a different place. Wait, are there chapters to the pages? This is gonna suck. There are chapters, but I'm already like done with the first 2 chapters. There are only 4. Oh, never mind. He didn't. Okay, no, he wasn't a maniac. He put all of them together. Okay. Main cast characters and you individually scale. No. I'm referring to like when you say the weakest verse that you scale. I'm referring to like. Are you saying what's the weakest verse in terms of its total cosmology? Oh wait. Okay, never mind. I guess you technically answered that. So not its cosmology, just where the main characters scale. I think that would be probably JoJo's. I think, but I'm not sure. But I'm talking about like mainly like just your average, like most characters within the verse, not like top tiers, because there are characters in JoJo's that I do believe do scale like much higher than the standard characters. So you could get some pretty silly shenanigans. Yeah, because most of the JoJo's characters I think are anywhere from, I think they're listed on BSB as like building level or something, or large building level. And then like some of the god tiers can technically like fuck up the universe or the space-time of the universe. There's a very, very large gap of power between some of the people at the top and the people at the bottom. But your average person falls within the range of the people at the bottom. I would say, actually, no, not your average person. The average, like, character in JoJo's. Or the vast majority. I'm just spitballing here. There could be another verse where we haven't, or we've maybe discussed that could be weaker than that. Yeah, I was getting tired of those guys mauling me. Now they shall maul no longer. Well, Kyle, what's the meekest scale? There's these scales as far as the main cast. I have no idea. Like I'm just referring to the verses that I scale, that I share with them. So it might very well be that might be the weakest one that they have. Because the problem is that there isn't really like any verse that has characters that are really like. Most characters that we scale, even ones that are below that, don't really like have things that put them like below building level. Like most superhuman characters go in anywhere from like wall to building level. Just explaining stuff. Oh, here we go.
I know you asked that earlier.
I answered those already. I finally got a way to open up the thing. But you can go ahead and answer them now. Well, okay, I think I found one. Yes. Alright. I just have to keep going further down this path. The rest of the Book of the Dead pages. Fortunately, I do not need to do the Light of the Fallen quest because I already did it in the main game and I already have the item from it. So we are Gucci. Where is... That was weird. I said JoJo's. I think that's. Well, he was referring to like the main character's cast, and I'm like, well, we don't have too many like normal verses we scale. So the only one that I could think of is JoJo's, but I also pointed out that like the JoJo's has god tiers that scale to like Uni and above. I'm just referring to your average characters like AP. I'm not referring to their abilities or their speed. I'm just referring to their raw power,
They probably
because
should have said Resident Evil then.
I don't scale Resident Evil, though.
Oh, is this like as a group?
It, it was a group of all of them together.
Yeah, I guess JoJo.
Wait, what? Do you have anything else? Like, I'm trying to think of something. There has to be something that's weaker than
maybe
JoJo.
Fallout? But we don't really scale Fallout. I'm getting the Cyberpunk, but even then, like, I wouldn't say I scale it yet.
But does Balrog scale Fallout,
Actually,
though?
wouldn't Hitman be the weakest verse? Because you and Kyle, I think, both know Hitman.
But you don't.
I know something about it. I know a little something.
No, I think Hitman is Hitman characters are technically physically stronger than your average JoJo characters. Well, wait, no. As far as the verse, no, it's probably Hitman then.
I was gonna say,
But-
technically, I don't mean to be that guy.
I don't know. Every single security guard in each level is capable of killing me. So all of them must scale.
I don't know, man.
You mean to be that guy, but you want to be that guy right now?
Alright, lads. I got 20 minutes. What are we doing?
Whoa, you're loud. What the
What's the weakest verse you scale?
bottom floor? Am I on? Okay, I gotta go down.
Not sure.
No, well, listen. We're scaling Fallout. I just mean that we don't really scale Fallout. Like, when I make that Fallout Courier video, that's gonna be like the first and maybe only time Fallout's gonna become to how powerful on the channel, or in like power scaling on the channel.
Or period on YouTube.
No, I streamed New Vegas in 3. No, I did not stream 3. I have to go back and stream 3. Because 3's trash. Garbage. Infinitely inferior to its successor in every way.
I was just asked what verse do all of us scale together that is the weakest, like, AP wise, and I was like, well, if we're considering a verse we all scale together, the weakest one I can think of is JoJo's.
And then I said Hitman, because we all technically scale Hitman.
No, we don't technically all scale Hitman. You cheat. It's not that same.
I scale Hitman, you know? He's got that one gun. Skills to like
You listen. Unless I've had long, extensive conversations with you about something, and you have at least played one of the games.
Oh,
what
about Assassin's Creed? Oh no, Assassin's Creed stronger than Hitman. I forgot.
I'm pretty sure Assassin's Creed might. Well, actually, hang on. Is Assassin's Creed physically stronger than JoJo characters, or no?
Well, I was gonna say I want to scale JoJo characters because JoJo characters have some really stupid statements.
No. I mean, like your average
Actually,
JoJo
no, they have
character.
No, I know. Like your regular stand users can survive hits from Star Platinum, and I believe Stone Free, which you've seen how hard they can punch.
Well, here's the thing with Stone Free. Stone Free has a anywhere from a large town to like city level feat from Planet Waves.
I said Resident Evil, but he's like, I don't scale Resident Evil. Wait. Yeah, no. Haven't you guys scaled Saints Row? No.
No.
Even then, I think Saints Row would actually scale higher than Hitman, actually. Maybe after the 4s. I don't think the 3rd or first, second one for sure. I could say Scott Pilgrim, but we don't scale Scott Pilgrim. And I still need to go through those comics again to get them feats.
Oh, there we go.
I can use the game too, because the game came on Steam, but apparently it's trash, so I can just play it on Xbox.
Yes, I got the third Book of the Dead page.
And then how Blanc kicks his dad where his son doesn't beat. The hell? Yeah, no. So, ultimately, that's just been the fine discussion. I was explaining why fucking Tusk Act 4 would beat Kratos if they're in the same tier. Just like, you know, apparently.
I did not understand what Tusk Act 4 does, and now I guess I do.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna forget that conversation in like 2 days, probably.
You'll forget by
Purge
the
of
time the
Remember.
Part 7 anime comes out.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Bruh, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, it's the main character's power anyway, right?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm gonna see it all the time then.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, Kyle. I think the scene I'm looking the most forward to in Part 7 is going to be during the final fight with Diego when Tuskak 4 comes in the World of Stop Time. It's kind of like the greatest scene wholesale. You know, it was a great anime. Love is War. It is. It's actually a pretty fun anime. Although I've heard mangas and animes are weird. They cut out so much from light novels, from what I understand, which I find super fucking weird.
I'm not much into slice of life.
I mainly watch slice of life anime for the most part. It's just easier to digest because it's usually one season I can move on versus, you know, watching a fucking battle anime that requires like 30 fucking guidebooks to understand, another 50 fucking episodes, several manga chapter. It's the main reason I still haven't touched Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. I just feel like, oh, what kind of rabbit hole is this gonna lead me down?
So basically, you want quantity over quality.
Hang on. 1 second, Kyle. I'm sorry. I must have heard a garbage take. Because are you implying that slice of life animes can't be better, if not superior, to battle animes or mangas?
Yeah.
Garbage take detected. Kyle, I expected better from you.
They usually all have the same story.
I could say the same for battle animes.
Not necessarily.
Oh, not necessarily. Oh, please enlighten me, Almighty One. Enlighten me with your mastery of storytelling and plot analysis.
Didn't you already like the big three in Shonen don't even have the same story or structure at all?
Are you going to tell me that Bleach has the same story as Naruto?
Or
Yes.
One Piece?
Has the story as...
What? Can you repeat that one? Can you repeat that last one?
Same story as Dragon Ball?
What has the same story as Dragon Ball?
One Piece.
One Piece, honestly, at this point, is just... It's not even a slice of life. It's just art itself personified. One Piece doesn't count. It's not a bad
So no then.
Yeah, the only fucking problem is that One Piece would be an exception to every rule. The fact that the manga's been going on for 30 fucking years and is still going strong is, like, absurd.
I think it's a reasonable question to ask if a person thinks One Piece has the same kind of story writing as Dragon Ball. And the answer should be either yes or no.
Well, so the problem is that, like, I can boil it down and the answer is yes. The only difference is that One Piece takes its time between the sections where it would match Dragon Ball.
The answer is actually no if you analyze the story of series.
Okay, go ahead. Explain it to me.
So do you want the general premise from only the first arc of Dragon Ball, or do you want the rest of Dragon Ball? Because only the first...
Okay, so you're saying Dragon Ball as in Dragon Ball, the original manga. Okay, so go ahead. I have not read the original manga, but go ahead. I will listen.
Literally, the first 12 chapters is just about finding the Dragon Balls. Everything else is basically fighting the Red Ribbon Army and basically fighting in tournaments. For a show called Dragon Ball, they interact very, very rarely with the Dragon Balls.
Okay, so the first plot, or the first arc, was going out to find the treasure of some kind. The second...
A fetch quest.
Going out to find a treasure of some kind. Am I wrong?
Second one, no.
What do you... the Dragon Balls aren't a treasure? What the fuck?
The second arc is about Goku and Krillin learning to get along as friends and competing in a tournament.
Yeah, One Piece has those sections in story too.
The only time they ever have a tournament is Dressrosa, and it's not...
When you say tournament, you're looking too specifically at the specifics of the arc itself. What is actually going on in a plot narrative sense? What is going on in a narrative and plot sense?
In the narrative and plot sense,
it's
is that
Goku's growth and fighting a stronger opponent. Is it not?
That's not it.
Are you gonna boil One Piece's story down in a redundant capacity to that?
Actually, you joke.
Roshi is literally
That'd be extremely disingenuous.
Not even. We'll talk about
at some.
Absolutely.
Clearly, just in case no one was strong enough to beat them. The entire arc is about Goku and Krillin learning to lose and have humility.
Oh, hang on. Pimp Demon's claiming you're wrong. He's saying Goku was literally looking for the Dragon Balls in the Red Ribbon arc. So they were looking for the Dragon Balls in other arcs as well. Is that true?
Not even their goal in any of like.
One. He's looking for one. He's looking for the Grandpa Ball. The other ones are inconsequential. He just happens to come across them just to fuck over the Red Ribbon Army.
So you're telling me that in Dragon Ball, in the Red Ribbon Army arc, he finds the Dragon Balls, but it's all completely coincidental in nature.
He doesn't find them. He's basically given them by other people. He doesn't actively go out and find them. He's looking for his grandpa's ball, and he bounces around different areas.
Goku was literally walking down the street dragging
If
balls.
people literally ask him to take the fucking thing, like he's literally like, I don't want it. Have it. Well, fucking fine. If you're gonna be forceful.
Yeah, let me take one of the most powerful artifacts on the planet.
It's okay. It gets power crept by Namek later on anyways. Kyle's glitchy. He is because he's at work right now. Unfortunately, Kyle...
I don't understand how you can be power crept by something that's blocked by... Sorry. I don't understand how you can be power crept by something that's blocked behind a translator, but okay.
Are you serious? The Dragon Balls of Namek were way better. The only difference is obviously fucking just that like you need a translator to use them. But
Well,
then
you also can't
then
bring
they
back...
make new Dragon Balls that are better.
You can't bring back more than one person at a time.
Well, that problem got fixed, remember?
No. That was a completely new dragon. If you want to say like the one made on Earth after Dende is better, I would agree. Not the ones on Namek
So
though.
it's still got power crept. Feels bad.
No, they definitely got power crept, just not by the ones on Namek.
Sad life. Yeah, no, Kyle's at work right now because his week-long vacation ended.
His week-long vacation has come to an end.
Yeah, I'm sure he was crying and moaning the entire night as he realized he had to go to work the next day.
Wait, did I get here?
Also, stop calling
Did
it
I
a
do it?
holiday. It's not a holiday. It's a fucking vacation.
It's a holiday.
Fuck you. You got this one, Mangler. Bless you.
Alright, I had to sneeze.
I heard.
Alright, there's one over there. Okay, then I go to the
Actually,
the
so,
scar?
one
What
more
the
funny-
fuck?
I'm not sure.
What?
Did we talk to you guys about the debate about Dragon Ball hacks resistance in our server or no? 'Cause I know we mentioned it on one of the streams, but I think we mentioned it on one of Kyle's nighttime streams, which has different people.
Why is this in the scar? That's in the Forge Lands.
He talking to the stream about the debate between Beyonder and Red Reaper.
The debate, yes. So Mangler's Texan.
That's so
Mangler
weird.
is Texan, yes. A Texan who doesn't believe in guns. And likes
I am
taxes.
Texan, yeah.
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 I'm sorry, I can't really do a Texas accent as effectively as I used to.
Yeehaw, brother! The South will rise
Yeehaw.
again.
The South shall rise again, Mr. Kaba.
Yeah, no. Apparently, there was a debate on our server for whether or not Dragon.
It sounds like you're about to treat me to some kind of some kind of illegal fighting.
Well, it usually involves a card game. It's being forced upon you, so yeah. Card games can be dangerous too.
Imagine that life got changed to where when you're mugged, you have to duel someone, and if you lose, they just take your stuff and leave. They don't beat you up, but you have to duel them to like keep your stuff.
Joke's on them. I always go second with Crusadias.
So
It's
what happened?
they who's getting mugged.
So if somebody asks you, you just bring out the forbidden deck, just a deck that just has like monsters that are just banned and they just like try and whinge. It's just like that's not part of the rules. You're breaking into my house.
They're like,
I think-
alright, go ahead. Let me just
I
top
think
deck 3
solid-
droplets.
Solid JJ made a video about that where like he basically made a video just making fun of like Yugi and Kaiba dueling in Duelist Kingdom, and he's like, all right, so now that you've beaten me, You beat me, but sure, you can't go on and keep winning tournaments like this. Of course I can. Like, but you, yeah, I'm being legitimately serious. Like, you can't just go around winning tournaments and live off of that money. Like, sure I can. I'm like, okay, but where are you gonna live? I'll live with my grandpa's. I'm like, yeah, but like eventually your grandpa at some point is gonna die. He's gonna have to give up his shop. I'm like, well, then I'll take over the shop. Like, you'll have to pay the bills still, and the bank will come for you. Then I'll challenge them to a duel. Like, well, then they'll send the police after you. I'll challenge them to a duel as well. Like, you can't do that, Yugi. Why? Because the police run meta. And he's like, no, not the meta.
Actually, real talk for a minute. With Yugi's bullshit fucking top decking, would Meta even beat him?
It depends. So, okay, current meta, he'd still lose even with shadow magic.
I don't know
Because
he can literally make
The
up
problem-
cards.
Like Yugi's deck gets power crept hard by even the other.
So the problem is that even when we gave him modern dark magician support, he could beat most decks in the game up to 2016. But the problem is that current
Hear me
format
out,
tier
hear
limits
me
can
out,
literally
hear me
play
out.
the entire deck on your
Dragoon.
turn.
He summons
Dude.
Dragoon.
I mean, he would have to summon Dragoon while also turning off all monster effects during his turn.
Wait. Does he get anime god card effects?
If he had anime god card effects, he could probably win, but they would have to stop him from summoning the anime god cards, which is really easy to do.
Alright, hear me out. He summons them, and then he just gives Obelisk infinite attack power and wins the game. Why
I'm
can't
from New
that
York,
be
but
a
we don't have
real
New York.
mechanic in the game?
Magic Cylinder.
What video is that?
I don't think
It's
Magic
on
Cylinder
Solo
works on Obelisk, does
channel.
it?
If it doesn't work, what doesn't work on Obelisk?
I don't think
Sure,
Magic Cylinder works in the anime against Obelisk, does it?
Doesn't
I'm
work in
pretty
the actual card game against Obelisk.
No, Magic Cylinder has to target. You're right. It doesn't work on Obelisk. Suck it, Kyle. Suck my Magic Cylinder.
Oh wait, I have to go right. Yeah, I have to go right. My
Yeah,
bad.
Magic Cylinder doesn't work on Obelisk. Mirror Force does, because Mirror Force is fucking lame.
Mirror Force doesn't target.
It shouldn't even activate on Obelisk's ability. Or his attack. It shouldn't activate on Obelisk at all.
I mean, technically, all the God cards should have had targeting and destruction protection.
They should have had I think they all should have had targeting and destruction. I think Obelisk should have had the ability to just not activate. You want to know what Obelisk should have had if they all had that protection? Obelisk should have had what Ancient Gears have, where you can't activate spell on trap cards till the end of the battle phase.
In addition to his protection?
Yes.
That could have worked. What I would have wanted specifically is that they should have had the two texts that were ripped from them for no fucking reason, which is control of this card cannot switch and this card cannot be tributed.
Oh my god, if we still have
those
that.
were on their original card effects. So they should have been there.
Wait, no, it has to be able to be tributed. Because Kaiba tributed Obelisk for Blue Eyes.
This card in this owner's control. So like your opponent can't do anything. If you want to tribute the card, you can.
God, that would be amazing
chosen
if I
tool
did
is-
get Kaiju'd by fucking...
You imagine you can't be kaiju, the thing's unstoppable, and you're like, oh yeah, take control of it. Oh wait,
Slifer would
sorry.
be the most disgusting card.
Also, Slifer's effect in the anime is the ability to pop cards with 2,000 attack or defense less if they're summoned at all, not if they're normal or special summoned. So even if you flip summon them in attack or defense position, if they have 2,000 or less attack, they're done. 2,000 or less defense, they're done.
Honestly, I understand why that one's not in the main game, though, because that would have made Slifer one of, if not the strongest floodgate monster in the game, I think.
That would make it the strongest floodgate monster. It would literally just be spawn killing everything you put on the board.
And the
You
fact
wouldn't be
that-
able to summon anything.
Unless you're confused from the fucking grave, you're fucked.
No, seriously, like you would have to be like, I'm playing a graveyard deck. All right, summon something under 2,000 attack in order to summon something over 2,000 attack. Better fusion summon from hand.
Not only that, but I don't think any monster could even go over Slifer, because Slifer also takes away their attack power if it doesn't destroy it.
the only way you'd be able to do this is if you activated effects during the turn that gave you enough life points to survive Slifer over a period of time. Like you'd have to activate things like Rainbow Life, where you just force your opponent where you all damage inflicted to you just gets converted to life points gain, because you'd have to stall out Slifer long enough to get enough cards to fusion something to get over him. In addition to the fact that you couldn't you would lose the 2,000 attack. At that point, most cards of the game couldn't kill him. You just lose.
I think the only way you kill him is if you give like an honest combo, or if you
You
use
would
like the wicked
probably
gods.
well, if we're talking the actual anime effects, you can't either because you can't kill them by battle.
Eh? See. Hang on. Who was the better rival character, A2 from the Automata or Star Wolf? I know nothing about Star Wolf.
I know nothing about A2 or Star Wolf.
Ain't this? Oh, and Star Lord. Or not Star Lord. Star Wolf, not Star Lord. Star Wolf.
Where is? How do I get in there? What the? Hold up a minute.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not care for Nintendo's characters. I'm going to bed. Good night. Good night, Pimp Demon. You have a nice night. I do not care at all for Nintendo's characters.
Yeah, I'm heading back to work.
Have fun, Kyle.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out how to get up to this third floor.
I guess I'll buy fucking Resident Evil Revelations 2 because Kyle's down to play it. We just have to decide who's going to be playing the game and who's going to have the pistol.
How do I get to the third floor?
Because for context, for those of you who don't know about Revelations 2, it's a two-player game, but it's a two-player game in the sense that one player gets to play the game and the other player gets to just stand around and shine a flashlight around the entire time.
The best kind of two-player game.
So it's meant to be survival horror co-op. So the way it works is that you have to flash the flashlight into people's eyes in order to stun them for your like partner to hit them. And it also opens up weak points if you shine the flashlight in the right area. There's also specific enemies that I think can only be revealed with the flashlight. So I'm going to make Kyle get the pistol. So I can bitch and moan every time he fucks up and fails. It's going to be great. I know he's going to appreciate it. Man, there are a lot of dead angel corpses everywhere. It's almost like something bad happened here or something.
Nonsense. Everybody's having a good time. They're just sleeping. Sleeping really hard.
Who are the characters? The characters in Revelations 2 are Claire Redfield and Moria Brown and Barry Burton and this one little girl. I forgot what the little girl's name is. So, Mangler, actually, I can check on Xbox real quickly. Apparently, my brother informed me of something rather interesting. That Hogwarts Legacy is actually on Xbox now.
I have not checked. But if you said that, and he's seen it himself, then it's probably true.
For context, for those of you who might not understand what the issue or what the reason for me asking is, Hogwarts Legacy was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive. It was advertised as such. It was marketed recently as such. And my brother found it on Xbox.
Well, that's good. Exclusivity is a cancer anyway.
That's weird. So, either... I don't know. Because I was pretty sure they called it a fucking exclusive for the PlayStation. Even for Halo. Well, I mean, Halo's having some rough patches right now.
It was doing fine recently
I
until
deleted Halo
Microsoft did those
Infinite
layoffs.
because I needed space for other shit on my PC.
It was fine until those layoffs came. But
Yeah.
what was happening?
Also, I finally found out some of the differences between Persona 3 Portable and Persona 3 Fast, so that was interesting.
Nice. But I can actually check YouTube chat. Also, yeah, I would love for Halo to come to other platforms. That'd be nice. Well, like Halo technically did come to other platforms in the starting with the I already got this one. Starting with the 8th generation. And to be fair, Microsoft has made it clear like they don't have a problem with. They would love to bring it to Sony and to Nintendo and every other platform. They would love to put like Xbox games everywhere. It's just other companies don't want them to put their content on their platforms.
I mean,
Like, hey, you're marketing your products, and it's like, well, games are meant to be played anywhere.
once
Exclusivity as a
Halo
concept
added
needs
Sprint, there was no reason to give it the space anywhere else.
literally been there for like 4 fucking games now, buddy. It is now the majority.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's
Name
literally
the
like
4
it's
games.
literally been there for more game. Yes, Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite, and Halo Reach.
You jag off, that ties it. Or do you now
Dude,
count? Or do you?
ODST is just 3.
Oh
It's
my
just
god! Do
3.
you not count ODST as its own game? You actual scumbag!
It's literally just 3.
Oh my god!
Now,
Worst
granted, it does
take
have
you've
better. It
ever
does have better
had.
movement speed because it's not actually fucking slow as fuck.
Worst Mangler take possible. Incredible. Also, regarding Reach having sprint, I would actually categorize Reach and sprint as not the same thing as 4, 5, and 6.
You're
Bro.
right. It's actually way fucking faster.
Yes, but it's an ability, so that's fair game. That's fine.
No,
Doesn't count
no,
as one.
no. It isn't
Yes, it
actually.
is. Yes, you're actually wrong. In Reach,
No,
it is an
no,
ability.
because if first of all, if sprint is literally available as a default option, then everybody has equal starts. You do not have equal starts if one person can get
But
sprint and
it
one
is
person can
not a
get jump
built-in
back.
mechanic into your character. It is a built-in additional upgrade you can give your character.
Yeah, that's not equal starts.
It's still a pickup item. Like you can try and debate that because you can start with it. It's
Um,
still like no, it's still an upgrade. You can get rid of sprint. Like
what
in a
what
match,
what
you can,
what, what do you mean? Whoa, what are you talking about? When you
in
start the
Halo
loadouts,
Reach, you can pick up armor powers that will replace your
yes,
ability to
but in
sprint.
most matches, that's not the case.
It's in every match that's the case. As long as there's a power armor you can pick up, as long as like an armor upgrade you can pick up,
The
you can
vast majority
sprint.
of Slayer masses don't do that.
Almost all Slayer maps had some form of armor lock you could pick up on the map. Mainly armor lock, because armor lock was chef's kiss.
That's inaccurate. Most of them had the vast majority of them just had the abilities and armor abilities locked to loadouts that you spawned in with.
You could pick things up. You could pick things up in most maps.
I'm not saying you couldn't pick up
I
things
think
in the game. You can,
the only
but it's
thing
not
you
very
couldn't.
common.
I mean, yes and no. I think it depends on the game mode you're playing. What did you normally play?
A Slayer.
And
That
no,
genuinely
every map had some power up you could pick up to change your armor
you
ability.
you must have been playing like a different mode then. That's generally not the
No, name
case.
me one map you think didn't.
Reflection.
Hang on, is that DLC or is that base game?
That's base. I played only
Reflection.
base. I didn't play DLC.
Reflection.
No need.
Oh, fuck out of here! I know this had armor lock. Unless that was just in the option to pick?
Might have been for a customs game thing.
No, I didn't play customs often in Reach.
I think you're confusing it with equipment.
What the fuck did you think sprint was?
An armor ability.
There was no
I don't treat.
equipment in Reach. It was only armor
I,
abilities.
I'm aware. Armor abilities and equipment are technically different from a gameplay standpoint.
They're not in Reach though. They're the same thing.
No, equipment is a one-time usage that you can pick up in the field. Armor abilities, I
No.
think you have access to
In
all
Reach,
the time.
there is no equipment. There's only armor abilities.
No. I'm aware there's no equipment
Yes.
in Reach,
Yes.
but in Reach, an armor ability is not the same thing as an equipment. There is no equipment in the game. Do you not understand? Like
Okay.
you're equating these two when functionally
so-
they work
so
differently
then
in
what
their
the-
respective
then
games.
What are you talking about then? If fucking in context. Wait, hang on. You said you played Slayer?
Yes.
Slayer had different armor abilities on loadout selection.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to. They're not in the fucking map. You pick them when you spawn into the room.
Okay, so it doesn't have sprint then the way you're saying for the other games. So I'm right.
Oh my god, you're such a fucking idiot.
No.
What I'm saying is that the games have Halo 4, 5, and Infinite have sprint as a default ability
Yes,
that you can use.
I'm telling you that Reach should not be counted amongst them because Reach does not give you sprint as a default option.
Yeah, and I'm saying
So then,
Reach would still have sprint in the game and that it's not equal starts
but it's
because not
the
everybody
s-
starts.
But it's not the same thing as those over there, so it'd be completely different. Thing to
Why,
categorize that as.
would it matter when every single game mode forces you to pick armor abilities?
Because not everyone starts with sprint, so it would be like someone.
The vast majority of players start with sprint
No,
or
fuck you.
jetpack.
The vast majority of people chose armor lock or jetpack.
No, get the fuck out of
Fuck
here.
outta
Armor lock
here.
is
No,
trash.
just show me your analytics then. I guarantee you armor lock was the most popular one.
Armor lock. No, I never picked armor lock. Armor lock was
didn't?
garbage.
Dude, excuse you?
Armor lock was fucking garbage.
Armor lock was amazing. You're just
Armor lock was trash. Armor lock was fucking
Armor lock
trash.
is garbage. Knighted Slayer.
I've never seen an easier way to give yourself up to die than sit your ass on the ground and wait to be attacked.
Bro, if your team's garbage, sure.
You're literally like, let me activate armor lock.
Get on Halo Reach right now. Get on Reach right now. You're trash.
No, I'm playing a stream on a different game. Everyone use armor lock. That doesn't mean it was good. The vast majority of people who use armor lock fucking die to it.
You said most people would pick sprint. I'm telling you that's wrong because everyone was.
Yeah, because you're talking about in the context. You're talking about in the context of at launch. You literally live in the games you're at launch.
I played Reach up until fucking Halo 4 dropped, and even then, I still went back to play Reach more often. Bro, I just didn't buy a DLC for Reach. I was literally actually.
I didn't buy the DLC for Reach either.
Dude, you're fucking crazy. And you know what? The only reason I would agree most people got sprint is not even because of your reasoning. It's because I mainly played SWAT half the time. So most people were stuck in SWAT with fucking sprint. Armor lock and jetpack were the most common fucking abilities people would have fucking used.
Jetpack, I would agree with. Armor lock,
What was Reach DLC? Oh, actually, Reach had some solid DLC maps. Armor lock is for casuals. I hate to break this to you, but that's like the majority of the people who played the game.
Unfortunately, the majority of players were trash.
I don't know, man.
Every time someone had armor lock, I was like clapping. I was like, man, this is gonna be an easy kill.
Yeah, if they were by themselves and they armor lock like a bunch of dipshits. Well, hang on, did they hold their armor lock or did they burst it?
Dude, when you're close to someone at mid range, everybody holds their armor lock. The only time armor lock, the only time you can. Dude, the only time you burst armor lock is when you're convinced that someone is either going to A, assassinate you, or B, is throwing grenades to your position or something.
Hell no.
Which, those were tagged, like, I could respect someone for using armor lock to counter vehicles or group people, a group of teammates from the enemy team shooting like rockets or something like that. I could respect that as counterplay. That's how armor lock was supposed to be used. How armor lock ended up being used was that people would just run up to you in a 1v1, melee you, then armor lock when you melee to break the melee, then melee you again. And then people were like, all right, I'm just going to sprint double melee you.
That is a viable strategy.
And then just fucking killed them.
Viable strategy. What would it take to get through armor lock lore-wise?
That's a different question. That's a question.
I could check what it says on Reach, but like I don't think Armorlock has any lore actually. But for sure, no handheld conventional weaponry could be Armorlock.
Armor lock doesn't. Well, actually, I don't even think any of the equipment abilities aside from jetpack show up in the Fall of Reach.
You mean the campaign or
That
you mean the book?
no, like the book that it plagiarized.
Look,
Well, so like
I just want
even
you-
in the campaign, they just kind of use it to block like grenades and
I want
explosives.
you to retract your statement that sprint is the majority of the games. I want you to apologize to ODST. And I want you to say that at best case scenario, they're evenly matched.
In the case of ODST, they literally buffed the standard movement speed for the ODST, and they were gonna put sprint into Halo 2. They just never had the
Holy
time.
shit. Okay,
So yeah, I actually
hear you,
get fucked.
I hear you, but let's talk about finished products then. Let's take a look at the
We're talking about
finished
Wait. If we're gonna talk about finished products, then throw Halo 2 the fuck out of there.
No.
Halo 2 doesn't belong in there. Then
Halo 2 is a finished product. Whether or not it had a lot
no, it's not. Get out of here. Or you forgetting?
Mangler,
You ever seen those glitches?
Mangler, it's
That game is
Mangler,
broken as
Mangler,
fuck.
It's a finished game. If Cyberpunk,
No,
if
it's a
Cyberpunk
game that
can
was
be-
released.
It's a finished game. That's what we call a finished game, Mangler.
No, I do not consider Cyberpunk a finished game.
Well, you
No.
should. It's actually a really solidly finished game, but that's
Listen, I don't think Cyberpunk deserves the hate that it gets, but it's still not a finished game.
Listen, just accept that sprint at best is 3 out of the 4, or no, 3 out of the 8.
No, it would be 4 out of the 8 bare minimum, and was intended to be in a 5th one.
Reach does not count.
It does. It's literally in the game.
It's a different sprint mechanic altogether. You can go fuck yourself.
It literally functions exactly the same way, and it introduced it into the series.
It does not
How can you be that fallacious?
That's objectively wrong. You have to press a button to activate it. That's not the fucking movement button.
Okay, when I activate the ability, what is the difference between that and sprint in any of the other
I
games?
don't know. What's the difference between the Millennium Falcon going light speed and casually cruising?
There's no difference. There's no difference.
Objectively, that is false.
So your argument is I have to press a button. Oh, okay. Dude, wait, no, I have to press a button to activate it too. I have to literally press the analog stick to activate sprint. This is a fallacious reasoning. Get out of here.
You did not hear my second portion. I literally added the caveat that's not the same movement button.
It doesn't matter.
It does. It treats sprint as an armor ability.
It doesn't matter though, because you can start with it.
Oh my god, but you're not forced to start with it, you fucking whore!
I mean, if you're talking from a campaign perspective, that might be different. But even then,
mode, you don't even start with it. You can choose to.
Yeah, but why would you choose to start with armor lock? Why would you choose to start with medic
your
shield?
Actual options were armor lock, jetpack, I think
hologram.
I think was it hologram? Oh, hologram was pretty.
Well, camo was weird. Camo kind of like I don't think it.
Hologram was good.
Hologram was good, but it was only hologram was a properly functional ability once you gave it more mobility. That was its problem, was that you needed to be in more places at once. So once you gave the players actual movement options, aka 4, hologram became amazing. Camo, on the other hand,
hologram's amazing at Reach. You just didn't know how to fucking use it.
No, hologram was decent at Reach. Let's not assume. Let's not be like charitable here.
Are you gonna fight me, bro? You gonna fight? Hologram can block like one bullet. It's already perfect.
I'm pretty sure it can block multiple.
No,
but,
I think they tested it out on Mythbusters for Reach. It can only block like the first bullet before all the other bullets just go through and eat your fucking head out. Halo 2 is a very high quality, but it's pretty broken, and I'm talking about the game when it just got released. I mean, personally, I'm always in the position that Halo 3 was peak Halo, but then ODST came along and was like, let's rival that. Perfect.
Here, Doc Monkey Cap and DMC2 and DMC4 are finished products. Yes, they are finished products. Totally.
They might as well
be. You could say they're released games. Sure. Did they have a complete dev cycle? Fucking no.
If Halo 2 was any more complete, it would literally power creep the entire series in terms of content.
Right. Because a game where I can dual wield and do enormously disgusting amounts of unbalanced damage was fair, and a game that had differential melee damage with no like actual like statistic in game to tell you that. Yeah, along with loads of glitches, sword flying, a
Halo.
fuckload of other
Listen,
nonsense,
Listen.
bullshit enemy design,
Listen. I don't want to.
especially on the
I
higher
don't want to hear about
difficulties.
bullshit enemy design when you got with DMC3 over there repping DMC3. Don't talk to me about bullshit enemy design.
We're talking about Halo.
Halo's enemy design is flawless in 3. I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
I'm talking about 2.
Halo's enemy design in 2 was. Hang on, give me a moment.
Yeah. You gotta find the words for that, right? You gotta find the words for that.
I just have to make sure I know the correct roster.
It's the brutes that don't really have proper armor stuff.
I thought DMC2 wasn't a finished product because development was rushed near the end. Also, didn't the game director say the only ability they managed to complete was the Stinger ability? No. So, what Itsuno said is 4 months before the game's release date, Itsuno was given control of DMC2, and he found out that the only thing done in DMC2 was just Stinger when he got there.
And he was like, oh boy, this is going to be fun.
No, okay, so this is the problem is that objectively, everything that's been released is a finished product. It's just not like 100% complete to what they wanted as standards, but not to be rude to Itsuno, but he has a big-ass fucking problem of overshooting.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, if they were 4 months in and they only completed the Stinger, does that sound like a finished product to you?
No, it was finished in the 4 months Itsuno was there.
Oh my god.
Again, I'm just saying, if DMC2 had been completed to its full specifications and perfected,
Yes, if it had been fully finished, I agree. It probably would have been one of the best, if not the best DMC games. I just think it wasn't finished, but even then, that's still okay.
Prepare to die.
Wait, where's the thing?
Whose idea was to have it take 22 million hits to destroy a flood body? Okay, wait. That's not a problem in Halo 3. That's a problem in Halo.
Hey, wait. If it makes you feel any better, Zim, every single time a new DMC game is made, they're just taking more ideas from DMC2.
Actually, I still need to download that mod for the Halo 2 Definitive Edition to give Halo 2 a try, like, mod it out. Or not Halo 2, DMC2. But then I, like, remember that, like, should I really be practicing DMC2 unmodded when I'm going to be playing it unmodded?
That is a great question.
I gotta beat DMC2 on normal real quickly, and then I'm just gonna go farm all the blood orbs from that one mission, max out my gear, go get all the blue orbs.
Okay, so
I have to beat the game on hard, right, in order to get to Dante Must Die?
Yes. Oh wait, you're gonna have to start now. You're gonna have to start like quickly then, because
DMC. I'm not gonna beat DMD mode. Oh wait a minute. Yeah, no. Because my first
you have to unlock DMD mode, but to do that, you have to beat it with Dante and Lucia. Remember?
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, you better start grinding.
Wait. Do I have to beat both on hard or just normal?
You have to beat both of them on hard and both of them on normal.
Oh Christ! Actually, okay, hang on.
Yeah, you have to play it 4 times.
What day are we doing this? What day would we be doing this? The 30th, you said?
January 30th. Next Monday.
I've been meaning to buy a new Xbox controller and a new HDMI. I think I'm just gonna save my Xbox to where I can use it on my PC because that'll just save me so much time.
Okay, I got the better question here. Why is it that the guy doing this video decided? So he decided that he was gonna put like all the all the Forge Land Book of the Dead pages together, and then he went back to the Forge Lands.
Yes.
He went back to the Forge Lands after Lost Light. Okay. What was he doing?
Look at the differences between Persona 3 Fast and Persona 3 Portable.
This crazy man. Red Dusk, is that in reference to Halo 2 or 3? Actually, it's probably 2. Because 3 actually designed the Flood in a productive way. I don't know what the fuck 2 was thinking.
Okay.
Though to be fair, in 2's case, well, actually, That's the thing. I've never sat there and done a full controlled test of the highest melee damage weapon and decided to beat a Flood combat form to death with it. Because in Halo 2, you have different melee damage based on what weapon you're holding. And it's not like, oh, I'm holding a melee weapon. It's any gun in your hands could have different melee damage depending on which gun you have. Halo 2 roads are broken. They are broken from a gameplay balance standpoint and from a gameplay design standpoint.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
random wall.
So, fuck. Well, it's like, I know I can beat Dante's campaign in, like, literally one sitting, and I can beat Lucia's normal Sorry, I just remembered. There's an enemy in DMC2's Lucia campaign that I don't want to encounter again.
Yes, an enemy that no one would like to encounter ever again for any reason. But unfortunately, you will have to fight him more than once.
No, I'm gonna take a look and see if my Xbox still has a save where I have the game cleared, and then I'll just, if that's the case, I'll just grind up my Xbox account to be max settings, and then I'll just like use a new controller, like fix it, like wipe down the controller to use it for that stream.
Are you going to be able to stream from your Xbox?
No. So what I would do? Well, first off, it's the 30th, so I'm gonna be in college. I know for sure until probably 3 o'clock my time. No, well, yeah, because I gotta drive an hour home from college because my college is gonna be from 1 to 2:15, and then I gotta drive back home in for 40 minutes. So the thing is depending on when I get home, I might be better off just. Well, so I can stream from either my laptop or my PC. I'm just debating whether or not I think I might just be better off going to my room. I might move my Xbox over to the living room and accommodating a laptop stream, because that way I can just use my Xbox directly and I can just stream from the Xbox to Twitch from then my PC to that, and that way I'll have the full account set up, because we're gonna need like a decent portion of time to do this challenge anyways.
Yes. Fortunately, we're only doing Dante's, and some of the levels in the earlier parts are going to take a lot less time, so it won't be too inconvenient.
The problem with DMC2 is that the bosses later on have health bars that are absurdly massive.
It's mainly going to be a problem when we get to mission 14.
I'm going to look into buying some new RAM. I'm going to look at how much RAM costs for my desktop and see if I can't buy some new RAM, because everyone tells me my problem is not my graphics card or anything, that's just I need more RAM. So I'll look into it. Yeah, because that would just make my life easier, and it would also mean I wouldn't have to grind as much, because I already cleared all the secret missions in DMC2, and I think I've maxed out my gear. I have no clue. Dark, I have no clue what the fuck that means.
One sec.
I bought a pre-built PC years ago, and I have 16 gigs of installed RAM on it. Or 16 gigs of RAM on it.
Okay, this is not where That's not what's happening there.
The problem is that everyone just tells me get like 24 gigs of RAM. Or everyone just tells me just add more RAM to it. So quad channel's out of the way. The fuck does quad channel mean?
Well, I did not mean to go to Gorewood. Not the location I wanted to be in. Did you get out of here?
Would Cyberpunk even look better with more RAM? Real talk? Or would it just fix the textures?
I'm in Halo 2, glad I got fixed in Halo 3. It did.
I mean, it runs Cyberpunk very well for the most part. And that's on ray tracing medium, I think, or ray tracing high.
The problem with the Flood in Halo 2 and as well as in Halo 1 was that they just wouldn't die to they were way too tanky even for the standard difficulties to take blasts from attacks. They would do way too high of a melee damage, and the entire melee combat was not like available. That's an entire dimension's worth of combat that you use in Halo, and it just didn't work on the Flood. It's like you just defy general game design for no particular reason. You don't even have a lore given reason for why. You're just designed to be this way. I think 3 fixed it. 3 did go a little bit overboard though, because they basically went from like, okay, the Flood now can't die to melee weapons to attacks, to the Flood will now die the moment you breathe in their direction with a melee attack. They kind of went a little too far, I think.
32 gigs would be ideal nowadays, but your RAM's chips die and channel matters more as well as rank. What the fuck does that mean? If you are a dual rank and dual channel, have a Samsung die chip and high frequency, 16 gigabytes are still fine. What the fuck does any of that actually fucking mean? Holy shit.
That is the question.
Is there any way to check your PC specs like without having to go through all these shenanigans of looking inside?
I was going to ask you, can you technically argue high 1C, 10D, DMC because of the Buddhist dimension scene Visions of Eve? No, you argue that because of the Qliphoth. That has nothing to do with Nirvana. Nirvana's probably like a 10D space, but it has nothing to do with Nirvana.
So how close are they being done with all these pages? Now that I think about it.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I believe I am very close, actually. Hold up. I have 8 more pages for this last chapter. I'm trying to get in there. I think I already... I checked this room. Hang on. Yeah, no, I already verified this. Okay. I just have to go to the fjord. The fjord? Fjord? It's not fjord. It's fjord, right? That's how it's pronounced.
I have no fucking clue. You're asking me for pronunciation tips?
Fjord.
I think it's field.
Or Ford.
The J might be silent.
I was gonna say it sounds like it's silent. Wait, where is that space? Is that map supposed to be that dark?
Yeah, because I was gonna say like if there's a way to check, I can take a look, but otherwise I'm like clueless. When I go get updates for my PC, I'm gonna have to sit down and ask like somebody else, like, hey, like what the fuck is this?
I just gotta open 2 death tombs. Then I'm gonna go through the DLC for Belial and finish it. And then I'll probably be done with Darksiders for today. Because this Book of the Dead stuff took longer than I was expecting.
Sounds good.
How long have we been streaming for?
Roughly 3 hours and 7 minutes. I will say though, for today in particular, because my brother's gonna be home earlier too, he's gonna be showing up for like 2 hours. Ideally, getting this done relatively soon would be nice. So that way I could just end the stream and not worry about like any copyright claims from like TikTok or something.
For this stream?
So when my brother comes back, he's gonna be in the living room the entire time, and it echoes badly into the kitchen, which is where we're at right now.
Aw.
So what's gonna happen is after we're done with the stream, I'm going to download Ada 64. What the fuck is Ada 64?
Oops. Wrong side.
Alright.
Off we go.
That way, check all RAM specs. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll write that down and I'll take a look at it later. Because this is my laptop, so it's not going to matter if I fucking look at it now.
Oh wait, I know what I have to do here.
I also gotta start going through all of my other side footage. I gotta start clipping and getting sections that I'm going to use for the video now. Because I have, I think, a combined total of 10 hours worth of other side footage on my PC. And I think along with the 16 plus hours of Persona 3 footage I currently have, let alone the probably extra 40 hours of Persona 3 footage I'm going to end up having, I probably should start clearing out my storage. That's part of the reason I did. That's actually the main reason I deleted Halo Infinite as well, because Halo Infinite's a massive, like, 100 gigabyte game, and I was like, I don't have the storage for this right now.
Sounds like weakness of external hard drive.
Well, the other problem too is I have Final Fantasy VII downloaded. I have fucking Cyberpunk downloaded. I probably have another game I'm not thinking of downloaded that causes like a bunch of fucking like storage. Oh, Dead or Alive I think's like, actually, how big is Dead or Alive? I think Dead or Alive might be on that one too.
I do like that you can fast travel out of really silly stuff. Like you're stuck in the middle of the dungeon. You're like, I want to leave now. Bye. And then you're gone. All right, let's...
Dead or Alive is 58 gigabytes. Cyberpunk is 67 gigabytes. Where is Final Fantasy VII Remake is 94 gigabytes. Oh, I also have Marvel Midnight Suns, which is another 54 gigabytes. And I think that's about it for that particular situation. In which case, you would likely have to buy another RAM stick. So, you think it's going to be a single RAM channel or whatever? Well, what are even the benefits of upgrading the RAM personally? Like, I mainly just, my PC's used for gaming and laptop edit, and like, not laptop, video editing. Like, what does RAM actually, does RAM like help with multitasking and shit? Like, what would RAM even do for me? I also still gotta figure out the voice situation I'm gonna work with. I'm still practicing a little bit my voice like range, but like if I could find a girl who could actually probably just do voice, I'll probably just pay them. But like I don't want to go on Fiverr and get like a rando, because Fiverr is an expensive place. Although I have heard, no, voice actors have a different website if I recall correctly. Because I remember that Scott Cawthon got voice actors for Nav from a different website altogether. I just think Fiverr, because Fiverr's where you get freelancers at. With faster RAM, you increase the speed at which memory transfers information to components, meaning your fast processor now has an equally fast way of talking to the other components, making your computer much more efficient. I see. Whatever the fuck that means. My PC is already pretty efficient, thank you very much.
Where's the Book of the Dead page? It was in the corner. It's in the corner.
So, after this page, how many more do you have to collect?
Only a couple, ideally. Let me check. I think all of them are in Shadow's Edge. Just got to open 2 more tombs. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Okay.
I have to ask, what exactly do you get? What exactly do you get from all these Book of the Dead pages?
A piece of the abyssal armor.
No, I mean, it's like,
Something else.
what lore do you get from it? Because I remember specifically that you're doing this for lore statements, but he doesn't talk when he picks up the Book of the Dead.
Oh fuck. No, it's the lore statements that are given in the armor pieces. I don't have all of them.
Oh, okay. So you're doing this one. So you just need to grab the Book of the Page pieces to get the armor piece, but the armor piece has the lore statement when you get it.
Yes, it has descriptions. Let me see if I can. It also might be part of the. Oh. I could just give it to him.
30 gigabytes recommended. I'll check and see what my PC is capable of, and like I'll figure it out from there.
Wait a sec. I got an idea.
I have an RTX 2070. Like, what are limits of the RTX 2070?
Took it. Yes.
Would I need a new power supply if I upgrade my RAM?
All right. I have 6 more pages left. But I think it might actually be less than that because I gotten some of them in Shadow's Edge by complete mistake. So it might actually be closer to 5 or 4.
Does the AGA processor, or does the program? Samaj, do you know if the program he recommended, the ADA 64, tells me what my what my power box would like give me, or no?
So what you're saying is you need more power.
No, because one of the stupidest things about upgrading your PC is that so when you plug in an Xbox, you don't ever have to worry about this, but you'll never upgrade your Xbox. But when you're playing a PC, certain parts and certain upgrades require more power, and if you don't power them properly, they don't work properly, or your PC doesn't work properly at all. So you have to actually go out of your way and manually potentially buy new power boxes to make it work.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
It's very tedious.
Does
It's the
that
reason
work
I
for
don't
you?
build my own PC.
I mean, if you build it right the first time, you don't have to touch it again for like another 10 years, assuming you take good care of it. And you don't like fuck with like overclocking it like every fucking moment of every day. Like a fucking...
Which is every PC player.
99% of PC... Dude, I can overclock my PC. I never do. I don't understand why people want to overclock their PC so that badly.
They treat their PC like they treat a new car. They just got to test it out.
Yeah, but then
See how far it can go.
Forever. It's just best to know a tech guy to handle it. I think what I'll have... Well, it's like, I don't know a tech guy, so I think what I'll do is, I will fucking, I'll get on my PC specs, and overclocking a PC is when you force your PC to work at its best possible condition for like, just period. So what I'm going to do specifically is I'll get a picture of my PC specs, and I will either go onto a PC building subreddit or something and ask them like, hey, I want to upgrade my RAM. Do I need to like get a new power supply or no? I'll probably just ask on Reddit. I could go to Best Buy and ask them, but like I don't know if like they would even be able to help me. I know like there are people at Best Buy that build games.
All right, I got 4 left.
No.
I think.
I'm just concerned if I upgrade my RAM, do I need a new like fucking power box? Because that's where the pain in the ass comes in. Is like when I have to upgrade my fucking other components to match components. Wait, what is she still doing there?
A great question. Okay, never mind. We have 4 pieces left now. Making great progress. All right. Time to go to floor 1. The past.
Well, it looks like I'll have to look. It looks like I'll have to. It looks like I'll have to try and find the power box on my PC later if I want the actual wattage. Ugh. Ideally, what after this stream Mangler, you're more or less like you just have to clear DLC and then you're done with the Darksider streams.
No. I'm done with Darksiders 2.
Yeah.
I have to find Wicked K and kick his ass because I need to see if he has any sort of lore. But I don't think he has anything in particular, and it's not a very difficult boss fight. I do have to get the artifacts for that one guy, Oxdasloth, but like I don't think they're anything like difficult, and they have less than half as many pieces as the Book of the Dead pages do.
Dark, I don't understand what the fuck that means.
Okay. Oh, you can just open that door. Okay, never mind.
RAM 24 gigabytes. No, not 2 times 8. What the fuck? I don't want fucking. I can't even buy 24 gigs worth of RAM on Best Buy. It looks like I'd have to go out and fucking actually buy it on the internet.
Whoops. My bad. What the hell just happened there?
I don't know what the fuck RAM is. All I know is that I need it to run faster PC.
Doesn't RAM your processing power?
I think so. All I know is that if I want my PC to go faster, more RAM. The monkey knows why fire begin. The monkey knows how to make fire. He doesn't know why fire.
Oh, that's right. I gotta go over here. I know where this one is. Okay. Okay. Immediately back to where we go. All right, back to where I came from. Whoops. Was not paying attention when I did that one. Well, that actually teleported me like halfway across the map. Perfect.
Yeah, no. So, I don't know. I'll take a look at it. It's still running fine for now, but I really should start looking into some small upgrades for the PC. I don't think I'll go out of my way and get like a new RTX 3060 or whatever, but like I'll see if I can't give it a little touch ups here and there.
I better go over there to the past. Just need these last 2 pages. We're done. Well, technically I have to give them to Volgrim to get the keys, but then we're done.
Yeah, I'll just
Alright.
ask on a subreddit for a PC building, like, hey, what can I do? And I feel like they'll be like, just buy an RTX 3070 and get a new power supply. I got a
Alright, let me go.
2070, but I feel like, bless you by the way, I feel like that's what they're gonna ask of me, is to get like an RTX 3070 or something. They're gonna be like, just fucking get it already. Stop being useless. Okay.
Go downstairs.
Best type of ramen? I don't have ramen often. Samaj said 2070 is fine. And don't get me wrong, the 2070 still, like, I mean, for my purposes, it works really well. I don't think I'll ever sit down and run, like, Red Dead Redemption 2 on it, which, I don't know if you know this, Mangler, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is it's a bit of a beast of fucking,
Yes.
of gaming engineering.
I've heard the stories. I love how that marker is on him and it still misses him entirely. That wasn't even on him and
Question,
it
best
still
type
made
of
it.
cake? Best type of cake? Without making dirty jokes, probably, I'm gonna say, I like vanilla cake more. I like white cake. You know, like white cake meat. Or not meat, but like white breading. I'm not the biggest fan of frosting, though. I think a light amount of frosting maybe can make it work, but I'm not the biggest fan of like fucking the cakes they sell where they have like layers of frosting on top of it.
Come on. Oh. Oh, that's where I go. Okay.
I'm not.
Never mind then.
Like the most expensive flavor of cake I think I've branched out to was fucking red velvet. And red velvet's a poor man's fancy cake. I'm usually more of a fan of muffins. When I go to like a bakery and I grab like bread from a bakery, I'll grab some cakes there, some red cakes, So when I go into a bakery, I usually grab some regular muffins, and they'll have these like little cake squares, but the frosting on the cake square is really thin, so it's like you could like it's not even like it's almost like not there, but enough of the taste is there, and I like that kind of frosting. Dude, anyone buying a 4090? I don't know what the fuck you're even doing at that point. Like, what the fuck do you need an RTX 4090 for?
Yes.
Dude, a 4090 right now, if you were to buy it, costs around $2,000 plus dollars.
Yes. I know what a 4090 is.
So, 4090 is only viable for Forspoken? Bruh. So, for context, Mangler, there's this one thing called RTX. It's the main gaming, I think, motherboard. I could be wrong on what it actually is. I think it's called GPU. Um, best type of donut, regular donut with chocolate frosting on top, or like chocolate like cream
What
on
the
it.
fuck?
Could you stop lagging?
What I miss? There's no way.
I
I'm still missing one. Ugh.
so
Oh
you
my god.
okay. So work your way back. Work your way back down the list. Don't start from the beginning forward. Go back to the first one we got on this stream, and just work your way backwards.
No, there were ones that I definitely didn't get because they weren't there when I got them, but I went to every single
Chat,
location.
skill issue. I mean, Forspoken will be the new "Can it run Crisis" meme. Wait,
No,
what's up
see,
with
that's the thing. This is the exact same thing that happened when, in New Game. I went and got every single one, and when I got to the last one, it's like, oh, you don't have them all. I'm like, oh, oh, how is this possible? Why isn't it working?
is Crisis hard to play on PC? Because I mean,
I remember its port being rather awful.
cause there's a new version of the game out, and I could try giving Crisis a try. Back then, can it run Crisis though? Crisis on Infinite Worlds, more like Crisis on Infinite Hard Drives.
More like Crisis on Crisis.
So I don't particularly fucking care for graphics. I'm not a graphics whore. I just want to make sure that like I'll be able to run games like Nier Automata and shit later on PC and like DMC5, which I think should be fine. Tim, you see the kill buffs that are coming? I might, dude. I need to get back in the stream. I need to get back into grinding to get to Golden League of Legends. But I was getting my ass beat in silver. I don't know, dude. Did they change the MMR that much? Cause I'm fighting people who are kicking my ass in mid consistently, and I'm like, bro, I was fighting golds and I was winning last season. What the fuck's going on?
Definitely got all these. For sure got all these.
DMC5 with 16 gigs of RAM is rough. Samaj, weren't you like gold fucking 1 last season? Like, what the fuck is going on? Bro, like, I've consistently climbed gold every year. I'm above the average player. What the fuck is with these matches? Bless you. Like, dude, what the fuck?
I was not a sneeze.
Listen, you fucking whore. Accept the fucking bless you.
Just take the fucking blessing.
I did not lose all my placement matches. I ended up, I think, 4-6. No, I ended up, I think I ended up 6-4 on my placements, actually.
Skillish.
Oh, man, by all means, Asai. Re-download League of Legends. So... I'll take. I mean, I don't really care for 90 FPS. I just really need 60 FPS. Actually, I don't even need 60 FPS. I'm not a fucking FPS whore like fucking.
Oh, okay. It wasn't. There we go. All right. I think I see what I did wrong.
Wait,
It might have been the Spire one.
Are these the official buffs, or are these what they're testing? Because Kale can now auto attack while using her ultimate, and her ultimate. This is what I don't. This is what I don't like. Is as much as I don't mind this because I thought old Kale was perfect. It's become pretty fucking clear that Kale's rework was a failure. So hear me out, Riot. Give Kale back her Metroid armor. Because I'm the only character in video game history will argue give her more clothing, make her more ambiguous in her gender like she was supposed to be, and then we're Gucci.
Yes.
Now, so the problem is that in League of Legends, because it's a game that's 10 years old, every now and again they'll look at an old character, especially if they're like a woman who's like got high sex appeal because they can make money off that, and they'll rework their character to make them more in line with the new game, which is a good concept in theory. The problem is that Kale was released alongside her twin sister, and they didn't change like next to fucking anything about her sister's gameplay, but they like drastically changed her kit, and at this point, the only reason she was good is because either items in the game were good, or her one tricks, kind of like me, were like, hold her up, keep her propped up. But now the game's gone so bad for her because her kit's just garbage that they have to like go back and change it. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna fucking they're gonna do the. I think they're gonna revert to E. I think they're gonna revert E back to pre-update changes. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. The problem with League is that the teammates believe that if they don't have the int, that equals never attacking, always being defensive. Yeah, a lot of League of Legends players are afraid of death, and then they're also afraid of winning games. Very bad combination.
Don't you respawn in League of Legends?
Yeah, but every time you die, your death counter goes up. So
What does that mean?
Okay. So let's say the first time you die, it takes you 10 seconds to respawn. The next time you die, it's gonna take you like 16. And then it's going to keep going up. And the longer the game goes, the longer the timer is at start. So it can go on to the point where it's going to take you a full minute to respawn.
I mean, then the first 2 deaths should be where you're, paying attention. And then after that, like, okay,
No.
you got to be careful.
So the way death works in League of Legends is it ramps up
Yes!
the time of the game. And also, you got them all?
Yes. Now I got to find Volgrim. Volgrim, where you at? It's time to end you. I mean, for you to give me stuff. I got your stuff.
The reason people are afraid of dying is because when you die, your team loses a fifth of their power. But the problem is that like you kind of have to play the game to like
kind of have to die, commit sacrifices in order to win.
The problem is that a lot of people don't like dying for the team is very much gone in League of Legends, and that causes a lot of problems.
Dude, I would be great in League if this is true. I don't give a fuck if I die.
As long as you die in the late game, it'll be okay. Just don't die early, because every time you die, the enemy gets gold off you. So I
was gonna say if that's a problem in the game, holy shit, I'd thrive in this environment. As long as I pick the class that takes damage.
Honestly, the only mid lane game I've won relatively easily this season has just been Karthus. I was like, you know what? Rod of Ages is back. Let's go Karthus mid again. Let's see how that story goes. And I did. And I won. I think Karthus mid is actually. I think Karthus mid might be strong right now. I think I might go back to being Karthus mid main.
Right, I believe I have to go to Lost Lights, and then I gotta go to Shadow's Edge. So how this works?
Oh, go on.
What?
No, by all means, explain your strategy.
So, I have to go to Volgrim, and I give him the Book of the Dead chapters, and then he gives me keys. So I'm just going to give both of them to him now, and then I'll go to Lost Lights, open up the Room of the Dead, and then I'll go to the second one, and then I'll just, like, save, quit, and then start up, like, the DLC thing. I don't know if I have time to do the DLC, I'll do it, but I don't know if I do. Before your brother gets home.
Okay, hang on. League started dying in season 4. No. That is You know, I love how someone can say that, and yet League of Legends is on season 13 and has been only getting bigger every year since season 4. It started taking it downhill in season 11, but I'm going to say League of Legends would have quote unquote started dying probably around season 8, not 4. Although the champions got worse after season 4, 100%. I mean, Darius, I'd love to hear a sound of my yeah when I ult. Is League even fun anymore? I mean, yeah, it is. No, see, it was dying like around season 8. The problem is that when people say the game was dying, is that's not true. League of Legends hasn't really ever, even now, I don't even think it's technically dying. The problem is that like the creativity of champions for sure fell off the fucking fell off the face of the earth pretty fucking hard though after season 4. I think season 4 was for sure peak leagues though. I think. Because I think season 4 was, who was the roster in season 4? I think it was Yasuo, Jin. Who was season 4 actually? Fucking, there's a YouTuber who talked about it. Nicky Boy, season 4. Season 4 was Azir, Braum, Yasuo, Vel'Koz, Gnar, and Sion. Yeah, I think season 4 might have been peak league. Oh, but season 5's pretty spicy too, actually. I think season 4 might have been peak league, though. Stroke Darius skin. Season 4 was really good, though. The problem is that League of Legends champions used to be fun and cool, and now almost all the champions that have come out recently have been kind of trash. Last year's season had a lot better champions than the seasons prior, I think. But even last year's champions were all kind of like meh. I think the best champion that came out last season was probably Renata. No, Bel'Veth was pretty solid too. Honestly, Viego's like I think the last major champion who came out. Who I was like, oh, this is a really cool fucking champion. And I think Viego was 2021, so he was the year before. What are you looking for, Mangler?
Checking the stats of these things. They're not really that good. Okay.
Well. It also doesn't help that Legends of Runeterra came along and produced way better lore and characters and story than literally anything League of Legends has done like the past 2 or 3 years, with the exception of Arcane.
Now we go to Shadow's Edge.
Dude, Legends of Runeterra literally came out and was like, hey, you want a dark game, but she's hot, and also she's powerful and actually has a good character? Here. I mean, I didn't ask for this, but okay. I guess I'll take it. Italian Vegeta. I always kind of forget that other fucking languages don't have the same voice actors.
I've seen some of the dubs for them, and they're really funny. They sound like the most low energy Vegeta you've ever heard. Like, he just sounds so tired. He's just like, I think there was a couple dubs I saw. It might have been the Ocean dub, and the guy was either Spanish, Italian, or some very specific European accent. And whenever he's playing the scene where the Super Android 13 movie where Vegeta gets like his back broken. And instead of screaming, he's just like, when his back is broken. It's like the most like, oh man, what a mild inconvenience. Whereas in the dubbed, he's like, screaming his head off. Just don't worry, Will. We will soon Soon we will be. Oh wait. Soon we'll be done with the DLCs and the additional fetch quests. We off to secret bosses,
No.
Crucible.
Aatrox was season 3, but that was old Aatrox. It wasn't new Aatrox.
Sweet. This is one of the relics that I had to look for. Now I know I won't have to go and get it. What the hell is that? That looks valuable. I'm gonna get it last, just for suspense reasons. I've never actually opened these. Nothing really here. Let's go over here. I have never seen this weapon before. I don't know what it does or what it is. Critical chance. That one's okay. I will take all these skill points, though. You guys claim I have a skill issue, but all these chests are doing are giving me skills. Clearly. We are operating under different levels of information. It does have a skill issue. These fucking armor pieces. Alright. I'm ready for that skill point.
New
Yes.
Aatrox has only design, like he was your minion, his design do look like SimDT. You can't use those skills though.
I actually can. These are skill points that I can put into my abilities. Alright. What are you? Fulgrim has left a gift for you. Check your world map. What the fuck? That just looks like a weapon. It just looks like he gave me a weapon.
Unbugged your skill tree.
Well, not exactly. So the skill tree in Darksiders 2 for some reason gets a little bugged, at least in Definitive Edition. When you get to like 22, at least on my version.
Don't you?
And then when you go into New Game, it unbugs it for 8 levels. But you don't. Well, go ahead.
No, you're still going on.
I was to say you don't really need to go beyond it unless you're going into the Crucible. In main game, you only really need to be at like level 15, so you're fine basically. It only affects your ability to use all the abilities on the path. But let's see, what do we have here?
Yeah, I'll have to still play some Persona 3 tonight. I'm on a current new moon right now, so I should probably take care of that.
My inventory does not have room. Oh, good lord. We'll sell some stuff. Do I have 2 Angel of Death Size? I do have 2 Angel of Death Size.
Yeah, no, I'll probably play. I'll clear the moon event I'm on, and then I'll go from there. Maybe I'll play a league match tonight. The problem is that I don't want to play too many League of Legends games now because fucking after that one game I played that lasted over an hour and 30 minutes, I'm like, I don't want to run into another set of fucking trolls like that again.
All right, I have some talismans that got to be sold. All right, let's check our talismans. Don't need this. Why do I even have this? This is worthless. Garbage.
Well, damn.
All right.
Yeah, still gotta check when my fucking college is tomorrow. I really hope I don't have to wake up early to go to a fucking online class like 10.
See what we got.
It's not a lot. It's just that I just don't want to have to wake up early to do that.
Oh. Take item failure. Oh, okay. Fletcher. Oh, no, this is the Fletcher's core ring. Sharpened blade, increasing the lethality of weapons and sights beyond its owner. Oh, what's this? I have 2 of these. I don't need 2 of those. This is new. Scythe damage? I mean, I guess.
But I'm playing Kale a ton right now. Are you enjoying Kale? Because Kale's fun. Well, hang on. What are you playing her? Are you playing her top or mid? Because I left top lane a while back. Oh, so it's probably a bad thing. Kale's win rate right now is 45%.
Alright, time to go get my weapons.
Darius is not underrated. You're actually fucking brain dead if you think Darius is underrated. Darius has been busted ever since he's been released. I don't think there's ever been a time where Darius has been bad. I can't think of a single fucking time in Darius' entire history where he's actually been a bad champion. He was always fucking stupidly busted. And then when they reworked him to make him stronger, like 7 years ago, I think 6 years ago, he's just been good. Underrated? Fuck out of here. He's underplayed. I'll give you that one.
Finally have a lightning-based ability.
Darius is like one of the 5 characters, I think, in League of Legends who could unironically 1v5 with super fucking ease. I'm kind of enjoying her. Also, I'm playing her top lane, and man, there's so many chances I could just beat me. Yeah, no. That's Kale's biggest problem is her early game is so fucking trash. But she dies everywhere. The problem with Kale is that Kale is supposed to be a late game hyper carry who doesn't carry that much better late game than other late game hyper carries, but also has the worst early game in the entire game. They neutered her. Not saying he's bad, saying that I see a lot of people either don't play him or hate him and saying he's not OP on YouTube. I don't think he's... I don't know if he's OP anymore, but he's still incredibly good. Like, I would love a Darius top lane whenever I get a top laner. Darius top lane is like 90% of the game.
Wait a minute, did I not do the fucking... Okay, I did that one.
But you don't want Darius to be OP though, because then he gets nerfed. What they need to do for Kale is they need to give her back range at level 1. That's the problem. She needs to just become a ranged top lane mid laner again. I've heard people claim that other top laners outscale Kale. I don't know if I believe that per se, and this is coming from other Kale mains, but they have an easier time gain there.
Right, am I able to do the DLC for Belial or no? Then I don't have time for that.
Nah, probably not, because after doing Belial's DLC, what, you're just gonna go finish the main game?
Then I have the Abyssal Forge. I have like one more quest line. It's really, really short. And then I have Secret Boss, Crucible, Final Boss. And we're done. Which I think I could do all of that in like a 3-hour stream. But I'm not.
Do you think you can finish it all next stream then?
I could probably finish it all next stream because I'm the thing about the Abyssal Forge is that I'm basically done with the Abyssal Forge. I just have to find the rest of the crystals, and then you just go kill the Forge, and then you're done with the DLC after a couple dialogue options. And even Lord Belial, I'm halfway through the DLC. I just have to go find the human, talk to him, then go kill Belial, then come back, then the DLC's over.
Yeah, we'll save it for the next DLC then. People who got messed up by Darius will forever have in their mind the memorable quote. You use the legendary skill. Yeah, no. So we'll just call it there for today on the Darksiders, and there probably won't be a stream tonight because I do want to get work done on other things. While I can work on other stuff with Mangler here, it does like slow things down a little bit, just a
Oh.
tad bit.
Skill issue. I didn't actually read your stream chat text stuff. Sorry, Betty. I do not have a skill issue. I literally took all their skill points and put it into my character. I have more skill than other characters do. You're objectively wrong.
Well, we'll see what happens. So I don't know if I'll stream tonight. I don't have a video to work on tonight, but I'll probably finally start putting some work into the G1 blog video. We'll see on that one because my time might be better spent editing down the 10 hours of the other side footage.
Yes.
Regardless, I need to start doing some time and start cutting some things off on top of the voice acting situation. Imagine you go sleep and you need a big axe shower behind you, guy jumping in the air and around you turns red.
Yeah, well, I'm basically done at this point today.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
How long have we been streaming?
We're about to hit like 4 hours.
Yes.
Still gotta go to mass too, which is gonna be like a 30-minute block of where I can't do anything but just stand around waiting for mass to finish.
Yes. The good times. It says I have opened all the death tombs. I've completed the Book of the Dead. How close am I to achieving 100%? I'm at 68%. What else do I have left to do?
Yeah. So, I have to upload the protagonist swap we finished, and then put a protagonist swap playlist, and then I also have to sit down and re-record the video for the channel's plans for this year because I still haven't gone around to it. But I know that like the first video apparently his audio was bad.
So apparently I have to complete all secondary quests, defeat Wicked K, complete the Crucible. Listen. I think what I'll do is I'll do everything but the last secondary quest, including Blackroot. I will do that off stream. I will do the last one. I'll save it, call you up, and then we'll stream 5 minutes of footage of getting whatever dialogue. And if there's no dialogue, then it won't matter anyway, and that'll be it.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, I'll do Blackroot's thing off stream because you have to find literally every stone. And he has 3 different types of stones, each of which make up different attribute points. So there's about 60 to 90 of them scattered around the world.
Well, I was just gonna say anything that like has to be done for prep work for the lore, just do it off stream, so that way next time we can just get to it.
Yeah, the reason I did it was because I left. I forgot that there wouldn't be any lore based items until the very end.
Not to be that guy, but we didn't have to watch you grab all those Book of the Dead pages if the only lore was gonna come when you get the items.
I think what I'll do is off stream, I'll go get every single artifact except for the last one for Ostergloff. I'll save in front of the location where it is, and then when we start the stream, I'll just go and grab it, and then go back onto the DLCs.
Alright, that sounds fine. Yeah, because so that way because if you had done the Book of the Dead off stream and we just got that footage, we could have cleared the DLCs today and potentially been done with Darksiders 2. Which not that Darksiders 2 is a bad game, but I am getting a little. I mean, we've been here like 10.
I know. Like so the normal side quests are fine. The Book of the Dead one is like, I want to kill myself. I want to die, but I can't.
Yeah, because I was gonna say we're on part 15, and I'm pretty sure you beat Darksiders 3 back in like part 4.
Technically, so if we're talking just main game content, I could have probably beaten it by like stream number 5 or 6. If I just chose to ignore side content. But the problem is that many of the side quests, have you seen, have direct dialogue involving the characters. For some reason, the Book of the Dead dialogue is a little glitched.
Pain.
Either way. Yeah, I'll just basically do Blackroot stuff, and I'll do his stuff, and Ostagloth's quest line off stream, save like one item, and come back. and then do theirs, and then the Abyssal Forge DLCs, Wicked King, Crucible. I'll try to speed run all of them.
Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'll be it for today's stream. Again, there might be a stream later tonight, but it'll probably just be a Leagues one, and that's not a guarantee, so don't hold your breath on it. But it might happen. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the